Leafs taking that one pretty well in hand, 6-1 going into the third, and hitting the go live, hoping that lined up pretty well. But yeah, Kraken Avalanche getting ready for game 2. And weirdly enough, on the 1 year anniversary, well, I shouldn't say 1 year, it's not like it was a big game or anything like that, but 1 year ago today, on 4/20, a day where Washington and Colorado share at least one thing in common. For the second year in a row, the Kraken and Avalanche play against each other, as the regular season was still, the Kraken still had a few games at this point in the regular season left last year because of the whole delay that was for the All-Star break, or not All-Star break, the Olympic break, and then because of COVID, they ended up not going to the Olympics, but there was that extra gap in schedule, so then the regular season went late. Anyway, the Kraken still had a few games left in the regular season, and on this day a year ago, played the Avalanche in Colorado. Am I right here? No, sorry, in Seattle. They played the Avalanche in Seattle and won that game 3-2. Philip Grubauer in net, saving 25 of 27. Goals for the Kraken, all in the first period, coming from Cole Lind, Jordan Eberle, and Yanni Gourde. So at least two of those guys can score again here on the 1 year later, playing the same team in a different building and in the playoffs. A much more meaningful game. So good morning. Morning where you are. Good morning to you, or good evening where we are. Kraken getting ready for game 2, seeing if they can come home with a 2-0 series lead, but at the very worst case scenario, they're still coming home with a split after that big win in game 1, so that's definitely a big boost for the Kraken. And yeah, if they can win game 2, kind of the vibe seems to be that a lot of people are like, oh wow, I guess we might have underestimated the Kraken, but I mean, the Avalanche are still going to win this game. It just might take 6 or 7, which is what I said in the first place. But if the Kraken win this game, then that's where I think people might really start to take notice that they have a very good shot at winning this, because it still seems like the general attitude towards this series is surprised that the Kraken won one game, and maybe they'll get another one because they're just better than people seem to think, because I guess not that many people had watched the Kraken over the course of the season. Anyway, blaze it. Yes, the 420 welcoming another stream on. Did I stream for that game last? I don't know if I did. No, because it was a home game. I would have been at it. But anyway. Yes, people may be celebrating this evening for multiple reasons, but here we're celebrating it for game 2 of the playoffs, the first playoff. So they're showing Grubauer, like the Grubauer 2-minute penalty thing on Root Sports. I am going to be watching this one again on Fubo. It may have been behind a little bit last time, but what's Grubauer's pregame pump-up song? Nope, didn't tell us. 1883 is the last show that Grubauer watched. He likes to ski. He likes Christmas. He likes suits over sweatpants. Anyway. Oh, night owl for Grubauer. Well, that's good because we're playing at night again. 6:30 start this time for the Kraken against the Avalanche. And they, yeah, hopefully half an hour. Hopefully it doesn't take them half an hour to get started here. Hopefully they can start right on time, just like they did in the last game, scoring at the first 5 minutes of all 3 periods to take that 3-1 win in game 1. We're getting ready here. A couple of other games going on right now. Let's see where we're at with those. Still 6-1 Toronto at 5 minutes into the third, a little bit past 5 minutes into the third. 6-1 Toronto there. And then the other one, Rangers up 3-1 over the Devils. And that's where the Rangers have the lead in that series. So Rangers looking to take a 2-game lead going into the third. So they're end of the second going into the third. Rangers have the 3-1 lead. Toronto looking to even up the series with that 6-1 lead. That should be one they can hang on to with, 12 minutes left now. So once that game gets over, and it should be getting over in more of a reasonable amount of time than the last one with all the penalties that happened in that game. Got Tavares and Marner both with 2 goals, Nylander with 1, and Zach Aston Reese with 1. Ian Cole. Cole Lynn from the other one. Ian Cole, the lone scorer for the Lightning. But waiting for that game to end so that the Kraken and Avalanche can get game 2 going. How are we all feeling about this game going in? How are we all feeling about reverse retro again? The good luck charm, that's exactly it. Worked for game 1, and it worked for, I think, all of the games I streamed with it. I don't remember if I was wearing this for the Winnipeg game that they lost in shootout, if I remember right. I think they lost that one in shootout, which they're not going to lose in a shootout. That much we can guarantee. Can guarantee the Kraken will not lose this game in a shootout. Leafs came back hot. Yeah, they did. Honestly, the Lightning outplayed the Leafs for most of that first period, but they got the goaltending and made the most of their power play chances. Had the 3-0 lead coming out of the first, even though the Lightning, I think, actually played the better first period. But yeah, the Leafs just seemed like everything was going in by the time the second period got going. So Toronto's going to even up that series and quell some of the panic of the Toronto area and Leaf fans. There was one that I think it was the shootout game that they lost that I was wearing the reverse retro. But we're back with the reverse retro again. Let's see if we can tilt this down a little bit. A little bit better. That's a little better. Maybe bring this microphone a little closer as well. There we go. Now maybe I'll be a little bit louder. Warden lost. No shootouts to lose. No shootouts at all. I guess we can guarantee the Kraken won't lose in a shootout, and they also will not win in a shootout. The winning being pretty obvious, because they don't win in shootouts. Not without Jonas Donskoy. That's the only guy that'll score for them in a shootout, and he didn't play all season. It's all right. Leafs will lose in 7 anyways. It's certainly possible. Yeah, they got. That's what Tampa Bay fans will say, or anybody that's cheering against the Leafs will say, that Toronto has to win 3 to lose in 7. So showing Geeky's first game. Geeky with the 3rd goal for the Kraken in that last one. Sorry, I had something stuck in my teeth. Hopefully it wasn't showing there. Yeah, we're getting ready here. Getting ready. Still probably another 10-15 minutes away. So we have to wait for the Toronto-Tampa Bay game to end for them to come over to this one. It says 6:30 start, but based on yesterday, I'm assuming they just decided to bump everything back 15 minutes. So we're probably looking at like a 6:45 start. That's all right, though. We always try and start a little bit early with the stream just to make sure we're ready to go. And they're going to say 6:30. I'm going to be ready for 6:30. So again, like we said earlier, the Kraken and Avalanche played last year on the same day, April 20th, 4/20. So the second year in a row, the Kraken and Avalanche have played on 4/20. Last year it was in the regular season in Seattle, though. So this one coming in the playoffs in Colorado. Kraken, though, did win the one last year, 3-2. So maybe they can make it back-to-back years of beating the Avalanche on April 20th. How do you force us Seattleites to watch Tampa Bay versus Toronto blowout in its entirety before getting to watch our team? I understand regular season, but this is the playoffs. Well, the good news is ESPN wants to show all of both games, so they're not gonna. I don't like did for. I was watching it on the local broadcast, the Root Sports broadcast through Fubo, so I don't actually know if they cut to the Kraken game a little bit in, but I know that they pushed the Kraken game back a little bit. The start time of the first game one they pushed back a bit because the Toronto game ran long, so. You do have to, if you're watching through ESPN, you do have to watch through that game to get to this one, but you know, you still get all of the Kraken game. You just kind of have to wait a little bit longer. I enjoyed listening to a lot of the other YouTube guys react to game one. So surprised that we actually won. Yeah, pretty much everyone seems surprised that the Kraken actually won. Oh, there it is. Showing the schedule, yeah, every other day. Kraken and Avs are playing every other day until the series is over. But yeah, everyone that, again, all the same people that were saying the Avs were going to win this in 4 or 5 games were changing their tune to like, okay, well, that's cool for the Kraken. They got their first playoff win. So, this series probably then gets to 6 or 7. Like, they're clearly better than we thought, but still Avs in 6 or 7. And you know what? It's a long series. I'm not going to say that I disagree. I like I said, if I had to bet on it, I would have bet on the Avalanche in 6. I would have thought the Avalanche would have won game 1 and then Kraken take game 2, but we'll find out. Kraken got game 1, so we're at least going to get 5 games out of this series. Actually, that's not true. We're guaranteed we're only guaranteed 4 games out of the series still because the Kraken could sweep. Unlikely, but they could. But yeah, all those people that were picking the Avs in 4 or 5 are now coming to see that this is going to be a more of a tough matchup for the Avs, even if they do end up winning it in the end. But the Kraken, very good chance of winning. Just like I said from the beginning, the Kraken have a good chance to win it if they play their game and can shut down the top end of the Avalanche, because the Avalanche they just don't have the same depth they did last year. So much turnover from that cup winning team. The depth just isn't quite the same. The top end is still elite. I think Makar's health does kind of, like, there's a little question mark. Like, he's going to keep playing, obviously, but he definitely didn't look like 100% Makar by any means in game 1. So we'll see if that continues to be a factor here in game 2 and going forward. Geeky, Wemberg, and Tolvanen were the perfect example of what the Kraken are all about. 3 goals from the not superstars, if you will. As much as the Kraken have. Yeah, I don't know if the Kraken really have any superstars. I think, well, actually, there was the Athletic did an interview with Ron Francis, and Ron Francis pretty much said that he doesn't really think that they have any superstars other than Matty Beniers might be turning into that eventually. He's not there yet. But, I mean, the closest thing they have, and I would say McCann's a star. He's not a superstar, though. Like, that's kind of the closest you get this season is McCann, but he's still definitely not quite on that superstar level. Superstar to us, maybe, but yeah, the superstar of the Kraken is that they have 4 lines that can score. They cut over to the Kraken game about 45 seconds in. Okay, so as long as the Kraken didn't score in the first, well, I guess either team, but good of the Kraken to wait until 3.5 minutes so everyone was tuned in and watching when they scored that first goal. Imagine how upset people would be if, I mean, either team, but if, especially in that first playoff game ever for the Kraken, imagine if the Kraken in particular had scored before they cut over to the game. And it's like, oh, we're going to cut in to a 1-0 Kraken lead as they've already scored their franchise first playoff goal. But fortunately for everyone, that didn't happen. The Kraken courteously waited another 3 minutes or so. I watched that interview too. It's definitely accurate. Yeah. Yeah, that is. I mean, that's another thing with the talking about the Kraken depth is all three of those goals in last night in game one, none of them came from the first line, Beniers line, which includes McCann. So McCann and Beniers weren't on the score sheet at all in game one, or Eberle, who's also one of the top scorers for the Kraken, or actually for that matter, Vince Dunn, who's another one. So Kraken got 3 goals and didn't even have participation from their top scorers. You look at the Canucks, who have a 100-point scorer, but they're 12 points out of the playoff spot. The scoring from all 4 lines matters. Yeah, it absolutely does matter. I mean, the Canucks have a lot of. There's a lot of problems with the Canucks outside of just not having depth. I think anybody would love to have a 100-point score. Like, I would happily take Elias Pettersson on the Kraken anytime, but yeah, it's certainly not a guarantee that your team's going to do well. I mean, heck, look at it took the Oilers until last year to make the conference final with McDavid. So just having one or two, and Draisaitl, having one, even 2 superstar players and even the best player in the game for the last 5 years doesn't guarantee you anything in the playoffs. Probably like the biggest reason that been like carefully watching and will continue to carefully watch where Connor Bedard ends up going is if he turns into the player that he projects to be, then while it's not a guarantee that whatever team he's on does anything in the playoffs, as we've seen with McDavid and the Oilers, it is close to a guarantee. I mean, it's a guarantee that they'll be competing for a playoff spot once they give it like 2 years into his career, that whatever team he is on is going to be competing for playoff spots for 10, 15 years going forward. So since we already have to deal with that with McDavid, I'd rather the Kraken not have both of those guys in the division. And then there's kind of one playoff spot left to fight for with teams like the Canucks, who eventually they would turn it around, you would think, or the Flames, who are good every other year, or the Kings, obviously, who are, looks like they're on the rise and a good team as well. Ducks have some talent there. Obviously, the Ducks could end up being that team that gets Bedard. I think the Sharks are due for a full-scale rebuild, and if the Sharks get Bedard, then maybe they're right back into making the playoffs consistently like they have for most of their history, but the Sharks are not close without Bedard, so I think this was a down year for the Ducks, and without Bedard, I don't know that the Ducks really move up much. I mean, they'll get one of the top 3 picks, so you're still going to end up with like Fantilli or Michkov on Anaheim, and that's going to be a good team in a couple of years. But teams to win first 2 playoff games in team history. Oh, Vegas won the first 2 in team history. How about that? So 86.4. So just looking at the little stats they got up here on the screen, as we found out that teams that win game 1 in a series win that series 68, a little over 68% of the time. And teams that win the first 2 games of a series apparently win right around 86% of the time. So the Kraken can definitely take, I wouldn't say a stranglehold, but definitely take the driver's seat with a win in this game. I'd say with the Avs are still, I don't think that it's disrespectful or even out of the realm of like real. I think it is still realistic that the Avs are the betting favorite to win the series. Like, that's still a very, very, very good team. But yeah, if the Kraken win this game and come back with the 2-0 lead, then they're definitely in the driver's seat for sure. Let's see else. What do we got here? And the Ducks have the odds. Yeah, the Ducks do have the best odds at Bedard, which is unfortunate. And the team with the best odds has ended up with that first overall pick in the last 2 seasons at least. So the 2 years that I watched the draft lottery with a lot of interest, the team with the best odds got the first pick. The second pick, though, did go to different teams each year, but that's not going to matter because Bedard will already be off the board. That's probably going to end up being Michkov. Could be Fantilli at number 2. I think the big wild card with Michkov is just that he's Russian, and you never know about everything with all the issues that Russia has a country and whether or not Michkov can get out of Russia, and there's all that stuff. So those are the big questions with him, but Fantilli also very, very good. Bedard will go first, though. And the Ducks will end up with one of those 3 because the most the Ducks can fall is to the 3rd pick. So they're going to get a very good player no matter what. Just hopefully it's not Bedard. If we could cherry pick as Kraken fans, I mean, if you really want to go for it, you say like whoever the second worst team in the East, I think, is that Philly? I don't know who finished second worst in the East, but the realistic is you have the Blue Jackets get Bedard at 1, and then another Eastern team gets the second overall pick. So then you only have to worry about one of the teams in the Pacific. The worst case scenario, I would say worst case scenario is that Bedard goes to... You could go either way. Worst case scenario for the Kraken is Bedard goes to either the Ducks or the Sharks, and the other one gets the second pick. So, which is definitely a possibility. Definitely a possibility, unfortunately. At least the good news, I suppose, is that the Canucks managed to be just good enough to really pretty much eliminate any chance they get one of the first 2 picks. So that's good. I don't like the A's, but I feel bad for their fans in Oakland. Yeah, so that was the big news in the sporting world today, was that the A's have signed a binding deal, it sounds like, to move forward with a stadium build in southern Nevada, the Las Vegas area. So unfortunately for Oakland fans, it does sound like the A's are on the move, which does really suck. Like, I mean, we've seen now Seattle rivals of Seattle sports teams move a couple of times, with the St. Louis Rams moving to LA, and yeah, now the A's will it's probably still another 3 years out whenever they can get that stadium built, but 3 or 4 years the A's will be in Vegas. I don't think there's anybody in Seattle that, you know, is happy about that. I think we all, even people like me who didn't really follow basketball that closely and certainly don't now. Yeah, losing the Sonics definitely was a big blow to just the Seattle community and sports community, obviously. So you don't wish that on any fan base, and especially like for Oakland to have lost the Raiders to Vegas, and now they're going to lose the A's to, like, losing both teams, like 2 teams, I can't imagine, and then losing both of them to the same place as well. Just, yeah. Like, the only thing that I can think of that's worse from the Seattle perspective is, for one, the team was just straight up stolen without anything. Like, once the team was sold, it was gone. There was nothing about it. It was straight up stolen. Like, the Sonics were straight up stolen. There was no like due diligence or no real attempt to keep the Sonics in Seattle once they were sold. They were on the move as soon as that team got sold by Starbucks. I mean, not actually Starbucks, but the owner at the time, and he who shall not be named, in Seattle. But the other thing that really sucks about that is the Sonics, after 40 years in Seattle, moved to a smaller and worse market. So, like, it doesn't even make sense from a league perspective that they just straight up moved to a worse market just because some rich dude had some friends to pull some strings, and one of those friends happened to be the NBA commissioner at the time, who was happy to just help his friend out to steal the team from the city. Howard Schultz, yes. We don't want to name the big evil. It is nice to know that when Howard Schultz tried to, like, run for political office a couple years, I think it was actually president, he tried to make a bid at president or something like that. And he was like trying to get his start by getting Seattle behind him, with it being his local city, and Seattle just gave him the middle finger. Just like, oh, that was a little bit of redemption there. A little, like, felt good to. He comes back like asking for something from the city after all that time, and nope. 12 years later, and you're still getting the finger from the city. Did you hear that interview where they're trying to bring the NBA to climate pledge? I don't know which one you're talking about. It does, like, it's going to happen. The NBA is going to come to Seattle, I think, in the near future. I think in the next 5 years. It really, what it comes down to is when the NBA decides to expand. The only, I mean, especially like Seattle, I think there's a lot of people that would just be happy to have the Sonics back no matter what. But considering how the Sonics left, I don't think you want to get them back via relocation. And really, the only team that I could see that really being a thing would have been the Sacramento Kings, because they were just like, they were honestly the worst playoff drought in all of sports when you consider how easy it is to make the NBA playoffs. It wasn't as long as the Mariners playoff drought, and it's not, but it just, with how easy it is to make the NBA playoffs and always has been, it's just kind of extra embarrassing that it took them that long. But now they made the playoffs this year, so the Mariners end their drought and Sacramento ends theirs. Lots of the long droughts getting ended, but that, and good for the people of Sacramento, like that'll draw more interest to that team and hopefully keep it there. So it'll be expansion. And there's been some not so quiet whisperings that the NBA is likely to expand to Seattle and Vegas. So once again, be expansion brothers with Vegas. I think the OKC would have gotten the Sonics, or wouldn't have gotten the Kings if the Sonics stayed. Yeah, probably, because again, the commissioner is friends with that guy, and the NBA wanted to. The old commissioner of the NBA wanted to put a team in OKC because of, well, in part, OKC showed that they could at least support a team for a short time when they were the temporary home of the, I think it was New Orleans. And I think New Orleans was the Hornets at the time. Or maybe, I can't remember if they changed to the Pelicans, because that's a whole different issue. But when New Orleans had to relocate for a couple of years after, I think it was Katrina, then the NBA, it showed that OKC could at least for a short time support an NBA team. So then they wanted to get the NBA there because there are some rich guys that were friends with the commissioner and all that. So yeah, OKC probably would have ended up with the team anyway. But of course, it had to get stolen from Seattle instead of an actually struggling market. Just founded a place that needed a new building and came in and stole the team before the building could get built. The New York Jets have the longest drought. Yeah, they have the longest drought in the four sports now. Not followed too far by the Sabres. But I think the Sabres are going to end that here in the next couple of years. We should be getting this game started here pretty soon. I'd imagine puck drop's got to be coming, right? Okay, so they delayed it to 6:50. It was originally 6:30, and they pushed it back 20 minutes. Yeah, still 5 minutes or 5.5 minutes left in the third between Leafs Lightning. Toronto with the 7-2 lead. So Toronto just flipping that right around on Tampa Bay. Oh, John Tavares, the captain, with a hat trick. Corey Perry scored another one. So Leafs doing to the Lightning what the Lightning did to the Leafs in round one. Only the Lightning probably don't have anyone getting suspended after this game. Looks like the Rangers are going to hang on to win that one 4-1. Hang on, they're kind of pulling away from the Devils again. So the other year-to-year Cinderella story, or whatever you want to call it, reclamation story from one season to the next with the Kraken, the Devils, after being another top 3 or top 4 selecting team in the last draft. They were the ones that everyone was kind of looking at as they might have a chance to actually win their series, or the other ones that had the big jump from season to season, and everyone was looking at them as, oh, they could beat the Rangers for sure. And granted, they were a 3 seed instead of, top wild card, but it seemed weird to me that especially with people saying the Rangers are definitely a team that could make the Cup final. That like the Devils are like, oh yeah, just that's a team that definitely has a chance to. And then everyone's looking at the Kraken like, oh, they might get swept. So I don't know, it was weird, but here we go. We're ramping up to get started. Originally a 6:30 start, so we got started here a little bit early, but they pushed it back to 6:50, so 3 minutes from now, and getting going. Hope the Rays stay in Tampa. Yeah, me too. That's another place that needs a new building, though. I mean, the only reason that the Trop isn't the worst stadium in sports is because O.co is still a thing for another couple of years, I guess, until the A's move to Vegas. But the Trop is a pretty bad stadium as well. Oklahoma, a classic location for professional sports. Yeah. The blunder. The OKC blunder. I don't think Memphis ever gets a team if the Grizzlies stayed in Vancouver. Yeah, I don't know. I don't actually know much about that relocation, other than the NBA felt like they didn't need two teams in Canada. Just too bad. The class, like the Vancouver Grizzlies look. Oh, I love the old Vancouver Grizzlies look. That's such a good. Love those jerseys. Why are there only 5 likes? It only shows 4 for me, but I'll take your word that there's 5. Oh man, look at that guy with the Hawaiian Avalanche shirt in the background. It's quite the shirt. I've got a Seattle. Do I have a? I know I have a Seahawks Hawaiian style shirt. Do I have a Mariners one as well? I think I might have a Mariners one as well. Any idea when puck drops? They pushed it back to 7:50, which we're right around on track for. They're doing the national anthem right now, so it probably drops here in another couple minutes. So yeah, right around 6:50, which is what they pushed it back to after originally saying 6:30. Let's see where that. And right now I'm on the root sports via Fubo, so most people that are watching the ESPN are probably still on Lightning Leafs. Looks like that one's still around 6 minutes left. Maybe the puck already dropped. I don't know. I know the last stream I was apparently behind by the Fubo Root Sports was, I guess, behind by like a minute and a half. So everything I was already watching it delayed, and then you're getting a delayed reaction on top of that. So it was probably behind by like 2 minutes. But I'd just rather watch it on Fubo, to be honest. Or not, I wouldn't. I'd rather watch it on YouTube TV, but I'd rather watch John Forslund on the call. Forslund and JT Brown. Currently on ESPN2, it says. Okay. So I think we are a little bit behind because ESPN says it's already started, but yeah, so the game's already started. We're probably another like minute behind again. That's all right. We're going to go with it. We're going to roll with it. A little bit behind right now. The stream through Fubo says it's at live, but I'm sure the stream is probably behind where it's at on cable. So if you're watching on cable, you're probably ahead of me, but we're going now. Puck dropped. We're 10 seconds in. The Kraken have control. Getting through the neutral zone. Yanni Gord with it, getting down into the corner. Larson shot. Gord! Oh! Oh, Gord almost got it right off the bat. Oh, and then Gord's getting chippy already. Yeah, Gordon, Bo and Byram going at it. The Kraken nearly scored right out of the gate there. Yeah, Gord already getting chippy. Love to see it. So started out there with the Gord line. Now we got the second line out there, the Wemberg line. Wemberg kicked out of the face-off circle in the offensive end. Puck drops. Geeky gets it, so win for Schwartz there. Blocked in front. Another shot. Goes wide. And Nichushkin will try to get it out. Blocked, but Avs have control in their end. Now they do get it in down behind the net, where Larson will shove it up the boards to Schwartz. And that'll chip back in where Devon Taves has it. He does not turn it over to Tolvanen, who isn't on the ice at the moment. Probably why. Here's Geeky with it. Geeky tries to dump it in. Can't quite do it. Oh, he gets it. Go, go! Oh, off the post! Oh, Geeky had it up. Oh, two great scoring opportunities for the Kraken right out of the gate here. Grubauer with it behind the net. Alexiak up along the boards. First line out there, Beniers. Borgen will fling it in. Round the side, the Avs will get it back out. Kraken still with it, though. Larson dumps it in from center ice. Along the side, a little bit of a hit there. McCann with it behind the net. Up in front. Shot from Dunn. Wide. Down in the corner. Eberle tries to get to it. Tanev out there now on a change from McCann. Larson shot. Blocked. Dunn has it, pinching down. Beniers will go off on a change. The camera followed him for some reason. So good couple looks there for the first line. They got into the offensive end. Schultz will go after it down behind the Kraken net. Sprong can't get a hold of it, but Donato has it. Shoots! Save, Georgiev. Good shot from Donato, though. Nice play by Geeky, yeah. Oh, he put it off. Yeah, that was cleanly off the outside of the post, so missed it by that much. Oh, yeah, Gord's getting it going there right off the bat. Surprisingly, I'm still a minute ahead of your stream. Yeah, that is the one downside of streaming versus cable is streaming world still figuring out how to get fully live, it seems like. Here's Tolvanen, 2-on-1, a front, scores! Justin Schultz on a feed from Ellie Tolvanen. Let's go! Woo! 1-0 Kraken once again. 4 for 4 with scores in the first 5 minutes. Took the Kraken 2 minutes and 40 seconds this time. Beautiful backhand feed from Tolvanen. And yeah, no chance for Georgiev there. The pass gets through. I think it was either Taves or Byram that pass got through. YouTube TV still hasn't started. Oh no! Are they still on Leafs Lightning on ESPN? Well, I'm very glad that I went root if that's the... Yeah, it's still on Leafs Lightning. They still have 2 minutes left in that game. So that's apparently on ESPN2, which should still be available on YouTube TV if you find it. Just find the ESPN2 feed. Because ESPN is still going to be on Leafs Lightning until that game ends. So you have to find ESPN2. if you're on YouTube TV. Colorado's still without a shot on goal. Not to jinx it. Let's knock on some wood there. 5-0 shots on goal for the Kraken as they get it back out. Race for the puck. And that'll be icing. Take another look at the goal. Oh, that was Makar. That was Makar that was the one back. Tolvanen puts it between Makar's stick. Here we go. Oh, Bowie's at the Queen Anne Beer Hall with his playoff beard. In under 3 minutes again. Yep. Oh, here's a big chance. Nice play, Grubauer. McKinnon flubs a shot. I don't know if that first one that went on Grubauer will count as a shot. It kind of slid on him. Okay, they are counting that as a shot. It was not... Grubauer just played it with his stick, so it wasn't really a shot. It was more just like a puck slid at him off the stick of a Avalanche player. But first official shot for the Avalanche. We'll see if that one sticks. That might be one they take back later. Either way, shots are still 5-1 Kraken as we close in on the 5-minute mark of the game. Kraken up 1-0 on those 5 shots. Gord with the fighting for the puck down in the corner behind the Avalanche net. Gord fighting with 3 Avs players. Tolvanen also there, but the Avs get it out. Soucy's able to cut it off. Schultz pulls it back. He tried to dump it up, but it was blocked at the blue line. But Kraken back with it. Schultz now circling around the Kraken blue line. He'll pass it over to Soucy. On a change, here's Sprong. Donato. Oh! Donato tries to get it. Nope. Avs get it back. Sloppy entry there from the Kraken. Dumped in. McKinnon will go after it. Oh, no, that's not McKinnon. Sorry, that's Eller. Tanev has it. Tanev out in front. Deflected. Tried to pass it all the way through to Donato on the other side. And pass was broken up on the way through. Tanev. Oh, what a forecheck by Tanev. He'll go around the boards to Borgen. Borgen back down to Sprong behind the net. Lars Eller gets to it and they'll get it out. But broken up. Borgen has it back at center ice. He'll fling it back in as the Kraken get a change. Held in by Wemberg. Thrown back to the other side where Geeky will get to it. Behind the net for Wemberg again. Wemberg out to Larson, I think. Here's Dunn. Dunn shot. Out in front. Larson stopped. Larson another shot. Larson out in front. Oh. Oh my goodness. That was nearly 2-0. On a couple of occasions. Oh, they had him on the ropes and still in the offensive end. Wemberg has it. Shot Larson. Wide. And that'll come out so the Avs will get a change. Oh my goodness. They nearly had it. Wemberg almost scored and Larson almost scored at least once, maybe twice, you could say there. First line out there, Makar with the puck in the Avalanche end behind their net. Beniers hounding him, but Makar will get it out into center ice. Rodriguez brings it in offside. Oh. The Kraken are picking up where they left off. This looks like the start of game 1. Let's go Kraken is right. Absolutely. Let's see when we can have our ESPN friends. All right, looks like the Leafs have officially beat the Lightning 7-2, so should be available on ESPN fully now, not just ESPN2. It's like the Rangers are now 5-1, so the Rangers have that very much in hand. So Rangers will take, on the road, the Rangers will take the 2-0 lead over the Devils in that series as they go across the river into Manhattan. Not a lot of traveling in that series, but just some buses, I think, probably. Cracking up 1-0 though. All over the Avalanche early. I think shots are, I didn't see what they were. It was 5-0 at one point, then it was 5-1. I don't know if they actually recorded an official shot on goal, but the Kraken nearly made it 2-0. But it's been a pretty similar start to this game as it was in game 1. The Kraken, it's all Kraken offensively pretty much. The one shot on goal for the Avs was one that I could see them taking back an official scoring at the end of the period or even one of these commercial breaks. It was not really a shot. It was more like it bounced off of an Avalanche stick and slid towards the net. So Avalanche still without a real shot on goal. Looking strong, or should I say sprong? Here's Tolvanen. Backhand feed through Makar, and Schultz in alone puts it right through Georgiev. What a pass from Tolvanen. Does Gordon just get kicked out? So I guess the Kraken got one more shot in that sequence, so it is 6-1. Bjorkstrand in to take the face-off here and wins it. And Borgen feeds that up, tipped in. Cale Makar with it. Tries to get it out. Gord stops it. Bjorkstrand holds it in. Tolvanen puts it around but misses it, looks like. So we're back out the other way as the Avalanche are in control at center ice. Chipped in for a charge in. The Kraken have it behind. Oh, along the boards in the corner. Now Bowen Byram holds it. And now McKinnon with it in the corner. Turnover. Nice. Was that Borgen that forced that turnover? But it's Tolvanen out. I think Borgen was down there, forced a turnover from McKinnon. Gordon down in the corner. Gordon Byram once again going at it. The two of them are already unfriendly in this game. Oh. There is some sort of chaos going on down there. Is Comfer and... Don't know who that was with Comfer that were having a hug as they fell to the ice and just stayed there. Oh, yeah. Gordon, Bowen, Byram are... This is going to turn into a fight at some point. Yeah, Gordon, Bowen, Byram are going at it. That's been... Since literally the first shot on goal, that's been a little battle between those two in this game. Another offside for the Avs. Kraken win another faceoff. So faceoff's going well for the Kraken in this game so far. Did not in game 1. Still managed to win anyway. Geeky in front. Shot! Oh, saved by Georgiev. Rebounds out. Vince done with it. Schwartz. Shot Wemberg. Blocked in front. Nichushkin will get it out to Comfer. Comfer will help the breakout happen. Not handled by Gerard. Avs could be offside, but Wemberg fights the puck away from... I don't know if that was Liljegren or not. What am I saying? I don't know who that was. Oh. Josh Manson's going to the box. McCann, is he bleeding? Might be a double minor. So the Kraken are definitely getting 2 minutes here. Oh, jeez. Just, 2 minutes for roughing. 2 minutes for roughing. He got him with his elbow instead of the stick, so. Kraken to the power play. Leading 1-0, 11 minutes left in the first. Shots on goal are 7-2. Again, that one that really isn't really much of a shot, so. I think you could effectively say shots are 7-0 Kraken here. 11 minutes in, they go into the power play. And Schwartz wins the faceoff to start the power play, but immediately broken up and pushed out. So Comfort gets it out. The Kraken have their second unit out there. I'm not surprised with McCann being the trigger man of the first unit, and he was the one that took that elbow to the face. Still on the bench, so he'll keep playing. No worries there. Just maybe a little bit extra of a breather, as the Avs will have it frozen by Georgiev, kind of bounced around and on net. Kraken haven't really gotten anything going on this power play yet. Just 30 seconds in. Face off in that offensive end again, though. And it looks like we'll have the second unit out. Or first unit out, I mean. Yeah, so Wemberg out with the first unit for the face off. McCann on that normal side of his. The normal right side for McCann. The offensive end. They're pulling that one back. McCann wins the faceoff back. Dunn out to McCann. McCann down to Wemberg. Avalanche very aggressive on the kill. Dunn. Tolvanen, not a good pass. Wemberg out to McCann. McCann to Dunn. Dunn's going to find McCann. McCann winds up for a shot. Goes off someone and out. So we'll have another face-off in the offensive end. Just over a minute left in the power play for the Kraken. Yeah, it went off of, I think, Gerard's stick in front of McCann. All 12 Kraken forwards had one shot at least in game one. Uh-oh. Think we're back? We might have cut out there for a second. My OBS had a little bit of an issue there. Let me know if there's any hiccups with the stream. I think OBS might have cut out for a second. So I think we're back. Kraken trying to get back into the offensive end, and stolen by Nichushkin. 30 seconds left in the power play. The Kraken having a hard time getting back into the offensive end. Wemberg will just dump it in. Gets to it first. Tolvanen up to Bjorkstrand, but it goes out. 20 seconds left in the power play. Done with the puck behind the net. Now 15 seconds. The Kraken might get one more rush, but it looks like they're just going to end this power play with possession. No icing. Gord gets to it first. Kraken do not score on the power play, so killed by the Avs. Tanev with it. Oh, tried to pass it across to Schultz for another good look, but little ahead of Schultz. Donato tries to go between his legs out in front. Isn't there. Tanev. Oh, Tanev turned it over. Byram with a shot. Grubauer makes a save, and that's the first real shot on goal, assuming Grubauer got a part of it. So Avs carrying some momentum out of that kill. First line out there for the Avs. McKinnon with the puck. Nice play by Borgen to take it off McKinnon again. Geekie hounding Byram. Geekie gets to it. Up top, Borgen with it. Down behind the net for Geekie. Out to Wemberg. Wemberg, oh, fumbled the puck. Still has it. Out in front. Schwartz gets to it. McKinnon gets it from Schwartz, and now the Avalanche back out the other way with Rantanen having the puck. And the Avs are going to get a power play, I think. Yep. Avalanche to the power play. interference on Alexiak, which, yeah. Yeah, I can see it. Oh. Hopefully the stream's still going. How are we feeling in the chat? Still feeling good, cracking up 1-0, but the Avs going to the power play now, so hopefully it can Kraken are now 0 for 4 in the series on the power play. Avs 0 for 2 so far. Of course, one of those Kraken power plays was at the very end of game 1 where they were really just trying to kill off 2 minutes more than anything else. Alrighty. Getting through this commercial break. Kraken with the 1-0 series lead and the 1-0 game lead right now. Getting into the last few minutes of the first period. But the Avalanche on the power play with 7:45 left in the first. All right, here we go. It's McKinnon. Guess it's Rantanen Rantanen will get the draw, but they got their 5 best out there. Well, I guess Conference. Nichushkin had such a good playoffs last year. I keep thinking but Confer's out there. But Makar, Rantanen, and McKinnon are all out there. Avs win the face-off to Makar. Makar out to the side. McKinnon shot. Goes wide. Makar back to McKinnon. Another shot. Wide again. Oh, Tanev with a good hit, but it stays in the Avalanche possession. Whoa! Good block there. Almost went to McKinnon, but it's loose. It's loose. Get it out, Tanev. Yes. All right. Tanev clears it, and the Kraken can get at least one guy changed. They're going to get 2 changed. So the Kraken got the forwards changed, but not the defense. So still Larson and Dunn out there. McKinnon has it. Does not get through. Gord has it. Gord will dump it in. Gord's going to go after it. He might get there first. Good job, Gord. Gord. Oh, poked it out. Tanev shot. Scores! Brandon Tanev blows a kiss to some people through the glass. Tanev just pulls up to the boards and blows a kiss to some Avalanche fans, and the Kraken are up 2-0 with the shorthanded goal from Brandon Tanev. All created by Yanni Gord. Takes this out of the feet, chips it past Makar, beats Makar to the puck. And yeah, there's no way Makar's 100%. But he just beats Makar to the puck, and then Comfort chips it out, but Gord gets it out. Tanev comes in, fires off the shot, and over the glove shoulder of Georgiev, it's 2-0 Kraken. Still 45 seconds left in the power play for the Avalanche. They win the faceoff at center ice. Here's a shot. Evan Rodriguez just cruises right in and gets a shot off, but I think either the save was made or it went high. I can't tell, but I think save was made there by Grubauer. right past the ear and over the glove shoulder. Cleared by Larson as the Kraken win the faceoff. Still 30 seconds left in the Avalanche power play. Kraken up 2-0 on the Brandon Tanev shorthanded goal. As the Kraken have now scored five playoff goals, all by different players. Nine seconds left on the power play. Oh, Taves barely holds the line. Shot, Grubauer's save. 1 second left on the power play as Grubauer freezes it. So the Kraken now, this will be interesting to watch. If the Kraken can win this faceoff, they'll have Alexiak coming out of the box and maybe can get Alexiak on a break. They got to win the faceoff pretty clean, though. We'll go to another commercial break here. 5:45 left in the first period. The Kraken by 2. I'm wearing my Tanev sweater. You love to see it. Brandon Tanev with the playoff goal. Shorthanded goal. First ever shorthanded goal in Kraken playoff history. First ever special teams goal, actually, in Kraken playoff history. Is they're 0 for 4 on the power play. But have a goal now shorthanded. Once again, that whole play created by Yanni Gourde, though. Yanni Gourde got the puck out and then beat Cale Makar down to the other end of the ice in the corner. Makar really coasting there. I'd have to imagine Makar's just not 100%. He had a lower body injury that he was coming back from, and there's no way that he's going 100% there. Does not have his full mobility in the legs. But Gourde got down into the corner, held the puck along the boards for a bit. Eventually, Compher got it free, but Gourde poked it back out into the middle where Tanev was coming in on a change for McCann. Just picks it up right around the blue line, skates in, and right over the glove hand shoulder, far side. Let's remain humble. Yes, definitely. Hey, we still got most of 6 minutes left in the first period, and then there's 2 more periods after that. And boy, if the Avalanche weren't coming into this game with a little fire under their butts from losing game 1, they will certainly be coming out into the second period with some fire, being, you would think, still behind at that point. But Kraken, good job by Gourde there. Oh. Tanev just pulling up to the glass and staring someone down and blowing a kiss at him. Tanev has the best sellies. Best celebrations from Brandon Tanev. Oh, save from Grubauer. Kraken did not cleanly win the faceoff there, so no, we didn't get our Alexiak breakaway. They're calling slashing on Eberle? Oh. Okay, yeah. I thought it was when he went for the puck because Byram didn't have his stick. But no, it was Byram didn't have his stick because Eberle slashed it out of his hands. All right, so that's, yeah. That's not a hard call to make. Kraken back to the kill. They successfully just killed a penalty. Uh-oh. Alexiak fumbles it for a bit, but does get it out, so the Kraken will kill a little bit of time here. 5 minutes now left in the first. Avs with 1:45 left in their second power play. Kraken scoring on the Avs' first power play of the game, after not having scored on their first power play. Here's a shot. Makar, save Grubauer. Tanev can't get it out. Makar out to McKinnon. McKinnon back over to Makar. Down to the side. They're going to look to try and get this pass across to... Nice play, Tanev. Now Wennberg out with it. Wennberg still killing time down in the corner. Nice play, Borgen. Kills some more time. Kraken can get a full change now. 4 minutes left in the game. 45 seconds left in the power play for the Avs. Or in the game, sorry, in the period. Still another 40 minutes left in the game after these 4 minutes, but... Here's the pass. Shot! Right into the gut of Grubauer. He saw that pass coming. Save made easily. Shots on goal are now evened up at 8. Kraken still with the 2-0 lead. Avs 30 seconds left on the power play. Score by committee, absolutely. 5 playoff goals, 5 scores so far for the Kraken. Obviously, the Tolvanen, Wennberg, and Geekie scoring in Game 1, and so far it's Justin Schultz from a Tolvanen feed, and Gord feeding Tanev on the shorthanded goal to make it 2-0 in this one. The 3-1 for Game 1, but... And Avs win the faceoff. Second unit out there, so it's Taves down to Gerard. Back up to Taves. Shot! Blocked in front. Alexiak will get to it and does not quite get it out. 15 seconds on the power play for the Avs. They're passing it around here pretty good on this second unit. Grubauer reads it again. Nichushkin trying to create there for Byram dropping down. Good little cycle there from the Avs. Nichushkin tried to... They did manage to isolate Byram there for a free shot, but Grubauer able to read it and get across to make the save. 8 seconds left in the power play. Avs win the faceoff. 4 seconds left on the power play. One final shot is blocked. Oh, one more shot, looks like. Nichushkin out to the side. Nice play, Alexiak. Eberle out of the box. Fighting for it along the boards. Alexiak has it, and back at 5-on-5. The Avalanche are in. Nichushkin shot blocked in front by Larson, I think. Now Larson has it. Chipped in by Eberle, no icing. Oop. Beniers goes down after who that was, either Makar or done with it. Up along the boards. Beniers with a hit. Eberle up. Schultz. Oh, big rebound. Just Tolvanen almost got to that rebound. Beniers back acting as a defenseman with Schultz going up in the play because Beniers didn't have his stick from the hit. Whoa, it was bounced around in front of the net there for a second. The Kraken are able to clear it. 2 minutes left in the first as Bjorkstrand goes off on a change. Borgen over to Dunn, who will also go off on a change now as he feeds it up. Second line out there. Geekie will go after it behind the net. Geekie gets to it in the corner. Wennberg will push it up for Borgen. Borgen back down around behind the net. Schwartz with it. Out front. Oh, off the side of the net. Geekie will put it back around for Wennberg, who does not get to it first. Avs have it. 4-on-3 coming back the other way. Good defense, and Grubauer will freeze it. Oh. Avs a 10-game first-round winning streak snapped. Avalanche have historically been very good in the first round. The second round was their... I can say this with some intimate knowledge. The second round was the Achilles heel or the boogeyman of the Avalanche up until last season. But they historically or recently been very good in the first round in recent years. So the Kraken are... Here's Gord! Oh, turn away! Bjorkstrand! Oh, blocked in front. Gordon on a breakaway. Saved by Georgiev. Bjorkstrand couldn't cleanly handle the rebound. Under a minute left. Bjorkstrand down in the corner behind the net now. Makar has the puck. Mikko Rantanen, the first line for the Avs, will finish off the period. 30 seconds left. Larson around behind. Okay, here's Gerard for Taves now. Grubauer will stop it. 20 seconds left in the period. The Kraken will get one more rush down the ice. Here's Dunn finding Beniers through the middle. Chipped in, not quite cleanly, so they'll try again. Beniers feeds it for McCann. McCann around the boards. Comfer will get to it before Beniers can. Oh, Soucy, a big reverse hit there. Soucy just shouldered a guy down at the buzzer, so we'll go to the end of one. The Kraken leading 2-0. Get this changed over to second period before I forget. There we go. All right, switch over to the second period. What a first period from the Kraken. Started out pretty much the same way we saw game one start out for them, honestly. They all over the Avalanche early on. Get that early goal, this time a little bit earlier, 2 minutes and 40 seconds in. It comes off of a 2-on-1 rush. Tolvanen has the puck along the boards and feeds it through Makar out right in front and just chipped in by Schultz crashing the net. Did you see the Leafs won 7-2? I sure did. Sure did see that. Sorry, Calle Jarnkrok got a goal in the last game, and now ex-Kraken Calle Jarnkrok after Michael Bunting got himself suspended for three games. It looks like Jarnkrok's getting the chance to take that spot on the first line with Matthews and Marner. So good for ex-Kraken. Your boy Calle Jarnkrok. But yeah, Kraken up 2-0 with that early goal, just like game one. Started out hot, got the first 5 shots on goal were all Kraken shots. And eventually, again, for the 4th period in a row in these playoffs, the Kraken score in the first 5 minutes. With a feed, Tolvanen getting it through Makar. Chipped in by Schultz right in front of the net. Kraken continued to keep pressure on. I would honestly say the Kraken had the first 8 shots. There was technically a shot on goal that the Avalanche got there to break it up, but it was like a deflection off of an Avalanche stick that like slid to the net to the point where Grubauer just played it with his stick. So it was not really even a shot on goal. So it took the Avalanche quite a while to get an actual like real shot on goal. And eventually Kraken get a power play, don't really get much out of it. The Avalanche get a couple of power plays, which they do get a number of shots off, which is part of the reason I think they actually end that first period with the shots lead. Checking that they had the shots lead there in the first. Okay, Seattle came, so shots are now 11-10 Seattle at the end of one. But the Avalanche took the shots lead for a second there. They had 10 shots to the Kraken 9 at one point, but So the Kraken can't score on the power play, but they do get their first special teams goal in the playoffs in franchise history as the first Avalanche power play. In the final minute of it, Yanni Gourde creating a play, gets the puck out of the defensive end, then chases it all the way down into the far corner, beating Makar to it. And some combination of JT Compher and Yanni Gourde are able to push the puck out into the high slot where Tanev, coming in off of a change, skates in with it and puts it right over the far shoulder, that glove shoulder again. Same shoulder the Kraken put it off of twice and into the net in game 1 of Georgiev, and it's a shorthanded goal for Tanev, and the Kraken with a 2-0 lead here in game 2. Oh man, what a first period. Let's go. Looking good. Kraken want this. Yes, they do. And I have to say, based on how this game started, if that's how the Avalanche, that's the energy the Avalanche have to respond to game 1, this series might be shorter than we thought. Now, there's still a lot of time left, and I think if the Avalanche weren't, coming out into that first period with a fire lit under their butt, if you will, a hot seat, if they weren't coming in here with something to prove after losing game 1 in the first period, they're definitely going to have something to prove coming into they're definitely going to have something to prove here coming into the second period after losing game 1 and going down 2-0 in the first. So we'll see how the second period goes, especially at the start. Kraken might have to kind of weather an onslaught here, but we've thought that at the start of pretty much every period so far, and the Kraken have keep scoring early. Don't know if they can continue that, but in a good spot now, up 2-0. But yeah, if the Avs can't muster more than what they have so far, then this might be the series to lose for the Kraken. The Avs are definitely going to have to start playing better if they want to get back in this. Wouldn't mind it if they didn't, though. Would not mind it if they didn't. Great year for Seattle hockey so far. Shutout for the Seattle Thunderbirds also in the playoffs. I know they got into the second round. How many games into the second round are they? Was that game 3 of the second round? Look that up at some point. I know the Coachella Valley, the AHL team, I think they're up 2-0 in their first round. So yeah, not only the Thunderbirds and the Kraken, but the Kraken AHL affiliate, which isn't in Seattle, they're in Coachella Valley, but they're putting on a show during I thought I heard, saw on Reddit, that's Coachella Week or whatever the Coachella event. The only reason anybody knows where Coachella Valley is outside of Coachella Valley. I mean, now the only reason people know where Coachella Valley is because of the Firebirds, let's be honest. But clearly the biggest and most important thing in that area is the Firebirds. Is this too personal of a question? Do you believe in God? If so, what do you believe? I'm not going to get too much into that right now. Let's see what else do we have here. They see okay, here we go. Catching up here. He's so mad. Arizona Cardinals released new uniforms a half hour ago. Oh, did they? Sorry, distracted by a new Arizona Cardinal uniforms. I don't know why I'm getting distracted by this right now, but huge first period by the Kraken. Oh god, those are ugly. I I mean, they're not ugly. They're just kind of meh. Oh, there we go. Queen Anne Beer Hall. That was reaction to the first goal. Bowie excited with the playoff Bowie beard. Guy got his sweatshirt string in the mouth. Right with you there. I do that sometimes. News. Maybe news will do it. Oh, here we go. They're just... Oh, these are just really bland. Hold on. I don't even know if this is like a good idea to do this, but... Enough of that. That's like the most underwhelming uniforms I could think of. Anyway, Kraken up 2-0 here after game one, or after winning game one, up 2-0 after one period. I will say this: at least the Cardinals' boring uniforms are better than ugly ones, so they're still better looking than what the Rams have to offer. Matthews haven't scored in so long. Yeah, Matthews didn't score, but Marner had 2, and the captain Tavares had 3. So playoff hat trick. That's got to be fun. I don't really feel strongly about the Leafs one way or the other, so like I don't know. I can understand the frustration enough of being so long since they made it past the first round that like part of me just wants them to get one round and then maybe lose in the second round. Again, the Kraken do have something to gain if the Leafs lose in one of the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. So I do want the Leafs to not make it to the conference final. Just because the Kraken have the second round, they've got the second round pick of the Toronto Maple Leafs, as well as the Winnipeg Jets. So the Kraken have something to gain from both the Jets and Leafs not making the conference finals. So that's all I care about really there. But it also would be kind of funny to see the Leafs lose in the first round again. Like, I feel bad for their fans, but also kind of funny. I don't know. I haven't grown to really dislike them yet, like the same way, even though they really are, in so many ways, they're the Cowboys of the NHL. I hate the Cowboys, but I just can't get there with the Leafs, at least not yet anyway. I think I would be there a lot more if I lived, like, I feel like anybody who lives in Canada, I could understand it, because it's, like, sometimes it's easier even to watch Leaf games than your local team. And that would get frustrating, where it's just, like, especially if you're in, like, Vancouver, and you're getting, like, spoon-fed the Leafs constantly, and you have a team that's right there, and the Leafs are on the other side of the continent. I could see that getting really annoying, but it's not, like... Which is kind of the way it is with the Cowboys. Like, the Cowboys always get the primetime games. They always get, like, even if they're just a mediocre team... Like, they were 8-8 for, like, what, 3 years in a row, and they still got the max number of primetime games. So, yeah, if it was that, and they also is, like, all the media is centric around, like, if anything happens around Jerry Jones sneezes, there's going to be, like, it'll be the third most important thing in the NHL on any given day. So that's mostly why I haven't had as much of that with the Leafs, which is why I don't really... Plus, the Leafs do have... I have to admit that I do really like the Leafs jerseys, and the Cowboys have incredibly boring jerseys and helmets and everything. And branding does help my my love or hate of teams that I don't have other reasons to care about them. Plus, Toronto does have Geo and Yarncroke, and I like both of those ex-Kraken players. Imagine the Panthers and Bolts. I think you meant there next series. Panthers Bolts. Oh man, did they met in the second round last year as well? I'm pretty sure. So that'd be a fun rematch. The Florida rematch in the second round. Either Panthers Bolts or Boston Toronto would be pretty fun. Pretty fun round 2. I think like if it's Bruins Lightning would be okay. Like those are still 2 very good teams. Leafs Florida. I feel like that would just be a boring series. I don't know. I mean, they're two high scoring teams, so it would be fun to watch, but like there's not a lot of side storylines. So it wouldn't be boring. I'm sure the hockey would be fun to watch, but there's nothing like, there's no rivalry matchup really there, I feel. That having been said, I'm sure Matthew Tkachuk could make sure to get some rivalry feel into any series he's in. No one believed even this little win was possible. Yeah, nobody. There are a lot of people that are picking the Avs to sweep the Kraken, and so far the Avs haven't even won a single period. They've managed to tie the Kraken in the first period of Game 1, but the Kraken have won 3 straight periods since then. It'll be all fights. Do I have all the merch ever created? No. They've created the Kraken have created a lot of merch. I do have all of the jerseys they've worn in games, which is only 3 so far. I got the reverse retro. I do have the away jersey, an Alexiak away jersey, and I've got the home jersey. So I do have all of the jerseys and a couple of pucks, but no, not all the merch by any means. And one hat, I suppose. I've got 2 hats, I think. Somewhere I've got the anchor hat. I don't know where the anchor hat went. I'll have to go and find the anchor hat. So I've got the anchor hat, and I have the main logo hat. So a couple of Kraken hats, 3 jerseys. Actually, for being honest, I've got more than 3 Kraken jerseys, but that's a different thing. But a lot of the stuff I actually have back here, like the bobbleheads which I'm missing Tanev. Still have to get the Tanev bobblehead. That might actually end up costing me some money. But the bobbleheads are all from the games. Same with all the let's see, what else do we have up here? We've got the bobbleheads from the games. The pucks are from games as well. The bottles, well, obviously I had the Westland whiskey, fantastic whiskey. That bottle, I had to buy that one. That was their special release Kraken bottle. They got the Kraken dark rum when they did their like City Attack ones. They did like City Attack special branding bottles there, and the one that they did for Seattle had a Kraken logo on it. So had to get that one. And then the Vito, I think Eberle's head is actually covering it up. But that's a special Kraken labeled Vito vodka bottle, which that one actually Vito vodka was kind enough to give me as a sample. And I will say I'm not a fan of vodka whatsoever. Usually, I don't think I'd never had a vodka that I liked until I had that. And genuinely, I would not say this if it wasn't true. They gave me the bottle for free, so I guess in that sense, but they didn't pay me to say anything about it. They just gave it to me and said, "Hey, if you like it, then share about it." And I actually enjoy it. So as far as I'm concerned, it's the best vodka in the world because it's the only vodka I've ever enjoyed. But what else do we got? Got the stick. Was that inaugural season ticket? I don't know which way you can look better. The inaugural season ticket member stick there. That one I got because I split season tickets with my parents who still live in the area. So got that. Well, I say split. I bought one seat and my dad bought the other seat. So have that. It was, I guess you could look at it as it's a couple $1,000 stick, or it's a couple $1,000 stick that came with season tickets, or it's season tickets that came with a free stick. So you can look at that either way, I suppose. Queen Anne Beer Hall. You're showing them again. What else? I don't think we have a lot of other Kraken stuff. It's a lot of other lots of Seahawks and Mariners stuff. A lot of the Mariners stuff, like the Edgar Martinez thing, the Griffey bobblehead. Most of the Mariners stuff is all it's like the Kraken bobbleheads on this side. It's all stuff you get for showing up to the games. Oh, I got a super chat. Appreciate JLM, $2 super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Celebrate the first super chat. Absolutely. How do I do that? But thank you, JLM, for the $2. Appreciate it. So, yeah, lots of stuff here. Puck has dropped for second period. Kraken win the faceoff. It is the first line out for the Avs and the third line out for the Kraken to start the second. And we got icing on the Kraken right off the bat, so we'll go back down into the Kraken end. All right, let's see what are the other chats we have in here. Rangers annihilated the New Jersey Devils. They sure did. So Rangers a 2-0 lead in that series as it goes back to New York, so across the river, across the bridge. Not a lot of travel there. Avs look a bit lost. Yeah, there's not a lot of energy for the Avs. Shot on goal, save. Grubauer. Oh my goodness, Grubauer. Oh, Grubauer made a big save there, and then McKinnon had it. And I don't know how Grubauer stopped McKinnon from just walking around him and putting it in the net. Oh, here we go. Makar shot wide, and it comes out. Third line is still out there for the Kraken. First line still out there for the Avs. Now it's second line for the Avs. As Nichushkin in, saved by Grubauer, and we'll get a face-off in the defensive end, and the Kraken will get a chance to get a change here for the first time in the second period. T-Bird swept Prince George. They're in the conference championship now for the WHL. I know the T-Birds are like one of, if not the best team in the WHL this season by record. Rangers will find a way to lose. Not saying to Devils, but Rangers don't impress you. Fair enough. Oh, that they'll lose at some point. All the way down. Georgiev will shove it around. It looks like he was going to freeze it, but Devon Taves has it now through the neutral zone. Does get through. Nichushkin has it again. Nice play by Borgen again. Borgen has been really good there on the defense so far. Here's Geeky through the neutral zone. Kraken have numbers 3-on-2. Schwartz cannot get it past Rantanen. Now he shoots it in. And Rantanen has it coming back the other way. Kraken may have overthought that rush chance a little bit. Here we go. Schwartz doesn't know where the puck is. Oh, no. End of a long change, so they'll get the forwards off on a change. Here's the first line. Beniers goes in on Lars Eller. Along with Susie, as Susie and Alexiak are out there. I don't know if Alexiak just got caught out there. So probably looking for a change there at some point to get Schultz out. Grubauer, Susie up along the boards as Eberle has it. Beniers can't get to it in time. This is the third line. Oh, nice stick from either Beniers or Susie. One of the two just broke up a very good scoring opportunity there. Avs a good start to the second period for the Avalanche. Beniers in! Beniers! Oh! Good defensive play there by Manson. I think that's Manson. Who was that? Avalanche get it out. Offside by the Avs again. They cannot stay onside. My wife handing me a drink. Thank you, wife. Thank you, Kate. Who you got for the Wild Stars series? I don't know. That series looks... I still feel like the Stars are going to end up winning it, especially with how strong they came out in Game 2, but it's very interesting from the Wild. They win Game 1 and then made the switch in net to Marc-Andre Fleury, which, like, they have such a good tandem of goaltenders there. It's hard to blame them for... But I would have to imagine that it's going to be Gustav's not for whatever. Hold on. Sorry, getting distracted. Donato shot blocked. But yeah, I don't know if Fleury's going to get the net back for a little bit unless they get blown out again in Game 3. Just too bad. Marc-Andre Fleury's like probably my favorite non-Kraken player. especially now that he plays for a team that I kind of like in the Wild. Which I know sounds weird from someone that used to be an Avs fan, but for whatever reason, I like the Wild and Avalanche. I guess I was like never enough of a diehard Avalanche fan that I like really felt the ire of that rivalry between the two. Here we go. Taves chipped in. Grubauer out to play it. Oh, get back in net. Goes out of play. So we'll get a face-off in the Kraken end. I don't like their new unis. I think you're talking about the Cardinals there. Yeah, I don't like those new unis either. Again, still better than the Rams because the Rams are just downright ugly and the Cardinals are just like a... It's like the most bland vanilla uniforms you could ever imagine. Playoff Groovy is different. Oh, one face-off for the Avalanche, but they win it so well that it goes back past the blue line. So they'll have to get back in. Chipped in. McKinnon shot. Shouldered out by Grubauer. Nice save. That was a shot right from the slot off McKinnon. There's a hot start here for the Avalanche here in the second period outside of the near breakaway chance for Beniers. All right, done with the puck. Chases it down. Up along the boards and out of play. So we'll get another face-off in the Kraken end. Where's the Supersonics gear? Well, I didn't go to a lot of Supersonics games as a kid, so I didn't get any of the like the free stuff you would have gotten going in the door, and they've been gone since 2008, so there hasn't been a lot of Supersonic stuff around. I do have like, I've got some like a couple of shirts I found at like thrift stores, and I really like the old Sonics jerseys, but it's hard to find. I'm kind of particular about jerseys, especially like Seattle ones when it comes to like players. I really wanted like a Kemp or something, one of the older jerseys, or more Gary Payton actually. I like the Gary Payton like yellow and green jersey, but hard to find. So if they come back, I'll definitely be adding some stuff. But again, when a team hasn't been around for 14 years or whatever, 15 years, it's hard to have as much of their gear as the two teams that have been here that entire time, and then obviously the new team who just, well, I mean, let's face it, it's the team that I cover mostly on this channel, so obviously I'm going to have a lot of Kraken stuff. Had a big fight at the end of the Tampa Bay Toronto game. Interesting. I'm sure I'll see stuff about that after this game. Borgen tries to get it out. Can't. Oh, nice play there by Wemberg to poke that back across the blue line. Borgen shouldering Comfer off the puck. A John Forsland described bevy of humanity behind the Kraken net. The puck came out of that, and then Schwartz pushed it right back into it for a little bit. But now we got Bowen Byram with it. Byram fires a shot. Save. Grubauer right into his belly. Save with no rebound. Grubauer's not let up a lot of rebounds in this game, which is... That's maybe the one thing I would have, if I was going to criticize anything from Grubauer in game one, it was he was letting up some rebounds. Not terrible ones, but he has not really been letting up many rebounds in this one so far. Beniers with the face-off win, and that'll be icing, so he'll get another shot. Lots of face-offs in the Kraken end here at the start of the second period, which fortunately has not come back to bite them like it did in game one. Yet. As someone who used to live in BC, Canucks fans don't like the Leafs in general. Yeah, I couldn't blame you. Beniers versus McKinnon. Beniers wins that face-off versus McKinnon. Fired up along the boards. Beniers with it. Does he get past Taves? Drops it. Eberle. Oh, he tried to go around the side and couldn't make it happen. Out to McCann. McCann has it now. McCann up to Dunn. Dunn across to Larson. Larson down behind the net for... Tries to get to Eberle, but gets past him. Doesn't get out. Dunn holds the zone. Eberle out to McCann. McCann drops it for Larson. Fires! Rebound! Beniers! Oh, wide. Colorado will get it out, but not for long. Dunn with it. Back in for McCann. McCann tries to get it centered for Eberle. Can't. Goes around behind. Eberle gets to it. Beniers has off for a change. Donato's on now, as they will get it out. And the Avs will get a change of their own. McCann now with the puck. Gets it for Dunn. McCann will go off on a change here, I would imagine. Fourth line out there for the Kraken. As the third line, I think this is for the Avs, is out there. Oh, boy, I don't like this. I don't like this. Lars Eller. Slot. Save, Grubauer. Ooh, big hit there. Tanev fighting for it. It pops out. Pops way out. No icing. Sprong in. Sprong pulled up on a hit there at the end, but puck was gone anyway, so probably a good call on his part. Borgen again taking a guy off of a puck. Makar with it. Makar down in the slot. Can't be handled in the feet, and that will pop out of play. We'll get a face-off in the Kraken end as the game paused for some reason. Uh-oh. Hold on. My stream is failing me now. Well, this isn't good. Hold on. Bear with me. Might have to switch over to ESPN. Fubo has decided to pause the stream out of nowhere, so... Yep, hold on. I can't get this working. We'll catch up on some chats while we try and get this stream working here. Kraken still leading 2-0. What else we got here? Same here as a Calgary fan. Don't like the Flames. Cowboys and Leafs have nearly identical jerseys. I don't know about that. The Leafs have like a brighter blue, and it's just blue and white. It looks so much cleaner. Plus the Leaf logo. I mean, let's face it, hockey jerseys are better looking than football jerseys because they got the logos on the front. And I do like the Leafs logo. It's like good mix of like modern and classic. The Cowboys is just like a boring blue, like it's like a dull dark blue star on silver. Like, I don't know. It's not like the worst logo or anything. Like the Rams have the worst logo in football, so it's not like it's the worst branding. It's just so bleh for the Cowboy. Like, it's not remarkable in any way. Well, unfortunately, we've had to switch over to ESPN, so no more listening to John Forsland and switch over to ESPN, and the Avalanche immediately score. So maybe we have to figure out how to get back to Fubo. Too many offensive zone faceoffs for the Avs. Well, it has broken again, so it's broken. I don't know if it's on commercial break or what, but well, Avalanche make it 2-1 off of a shot down the middle, and I'm trying to figure out how to get this stream to work again. And the Avalanche score again, 2-2. Well, the stream breaks and everything goes to hell. Oh, this is falling apart in a hurry. Had everything going well there. Listening to John Forsland and JT Brown call a Kraken game 2-0, and then here we are. Tied at 2 in a matter of less than a minute. That's frustrating. It's just Fubo doesn't work. Well, it's a new game now. 11:46 left here as of where my stream is at the moment. Another face-off in the Kraken end. Kraken have it. Tanev chips it out. Beniers goes off for a change. As Sprong hounds Byram down the other way. Here's McKinnon down the far side and back into the offensive end for the back into the Kraken end of the ice. Oh my goodness, that was a Rodriguez just put that wide. That was almost 3-2. Avalanche are feeling it now. If only could just like get this. As soon as we have to change to ESPN, that's when everything broke down. I blame ESPN. Tolvanen goes to it. Kraken had a bit of a rush chance there, but the pass was way out 2 in front. Come on, Kraken. Yep. Are you Broncos? No, I'm not Broncos. Hold on. We got to get trying to catch up here on some chats while we wait between whistles. No, I don't care for the Broncos. I don't really care about the Broncos. I always loved to see the Broncos fall apart last season so that they could give Seattle a better first-round pick. But other than that, I don't really care. I hated them as a kid because the Seahawks were in the same division, but not anymore. Stupid ESPN. John Forsland and JT Brown would never have let this happen. If we could have just Fubo and Root Sports got to figure out how to keep their broadcast going. Well, it's interesting again. We can say that much. But that's I mean the Avalanche are that's why the Avalanche are such a good team. They've got that ability to just turn it on. That's why it's so important to get that lead in the first place. Obviously, you'd rather not blow it, but 11:04 there. Yeah, we're at a commercial break right now, so let's go, boys. Let's go, Kraken. Absolutely. Just went to the bathroom and they scored twice. Ugh. See? It's ESPN and because Tripod here went to the bathroom. Those are the two problems. So we'll just try and figure out how to get it back to Root Sports if possible. If not, we'll just have to hope that ESPN doesn't keep cursing us here. The good news is both the home games are on TBS, so ESPN can't curse the two home games. Are you scared? No, I'm not frustrated. I would say frustrated at that, but frustrated that the stream, like the Fubo Root Sports stream broke right as all that happens. It was 2-0 a second ago. Yes. Bills? I don't know what Bills means. Love seeing the Avalanche play with energy. I do when it's not against the Kraken. Can the Kraken win? Yes, they can. It's a tie game. Buffalo Bills. All right. Avalanche will be settled in now. So if we haven't seen the Avalanche best, which we certainly hadn't up until this point, that we'll start to see it for sure now. Right as they miss a pass. Oh, it's loose next to the net, but the Kraken get to it. Beniers will shove it up for McCann, but push back before McCann can get to it. Nice play from Schultz there. Eberle gets it down into the corner when McCann will get to it. Moved up and out. Dunn has it. Dunn back to Beniers. Kraken having a hard time getting back in. Shots on goal are 15-19 in favor of the Avalanche. So this has definitely been a much better period for the Avalanche here. Even outside of those two quick goals. McKinnon in. Nice poke check, Grubauer. That was a big hit. What the... I mean, Rodriguez went down and Dunn went flying. Just went like straight up in the air and then came back down. McKinnon in. Shoots. Grubauer saves. Oh, and of course, Bowen Byram and Gord are both out there, so now they're going at it. Yeah, this is starting to get interesting, that's for sure. Oh, Grubauer just legged to the post and didn't let up. Larson putting Rodriguez in the headlock. Here we go. Larson out with the puck. And Schwartz can't get it in. Larson does. Wemberg down with it. Now the Avs will get it back out through the neutral zone. Taves has it. But Borgen overskated it. Now Rantanen with it. Rantanen puts it past Girard, and it goes all the way back down to the other end, so the Kraken can get a change. 8 minutes left in the second. Tie game. Avalanche leading shots on goal 21-15. Oh, Tanev just got skated past by Girard. Oh, bad flip in. Donato pokes it back out. Larson, turnover to Donato. Donato gets it out. Sprong will go after it, but the Avalanche get to it first. New hook in. Shot wide. Here's Susie over to Schultz. Schultz up to Donato. Donato drops it back for Susie, who will dump it in. Donato has it. Donato fires. Oh, toe save. That would have been a bad goal if he had let it in, but he barely made that save with his toe. Donato backhand shot. And icing, so the Kraken will get the face off at the other end of the ice for once. Go Kraken go. I'm a Jets fan, so if you can send last year's champs packing, that would be great. It would be hilarious if the Jets and Kraken ended up playing each other. Good luck. That would be... Get the 2 wild cards in the conference final. Be kind of entertaining. Get some true chaos going. Oh, McCann drops it up. Oh, here we go. Off to the other side. Oh, Beniers. They managed to get it out. So the Avalanche will get a change now. As Donato Dunn looks for a way in. Beniers with the puck down the far side. Foss shot saved. Josh Manson was just going after Beniers for no reason, so then Dunn comes down to give him a what's up. This ESPN commentating is such a joke. This isn't a college game. There's a price to pay. It's like, what do you mean there's a price to pay? He's just skating around and Manson's pushing his head. Oh, this puck's like... The puck's frozen and Manson's just pushing him in the back of the head with his stick. What do you mean there's a price to pay? Shut up. There's a scrum after the whistle. That's what makes this time of the year so special. No, it's not, idiot. This is turning into, oh, Makar blocked in front! Oh, thank goodness. This is a good game, more intense than my Rangers destroying the Devils again. As a Kraken fan, I wouldn't mind if the Kraken just did that, but... Yes, for a neutral viewer, this is definitely a much more entertaining game than the other ones today so far. I haven't seen how the... Oh, Grubauer kind of drifted out a bit there, but it doesn't matter. Here's the shot. Taves, wide. Here goes Schwartz. He's got Bjorkstrand. Fire, shot, wide. This is definitely getting a bit chippy. 5 minutes left in the second. Yeah. That's why the pushing and shoving. Is it McKinnon? Schwartz got just they're pushing and shoving, and someone just shoved Schwartz in the face with a stick. So that's definitely going to get you a penalty. Oh, it was McKinnon. Yep. You can do the pushing and shoving, but not when it's a stick to someone's face. I can understand from like if you're in the arena, probably hard to see that, but it was like right there, right in the middle of the camera TV wise, so it's pretty easy to see. All right, what else do we got here? We can hold our own, definitely. Kraken play better on the road. As an Avs fan, I'm looking forward to heading to Seattle for 2 games. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. The Kraken definitely have had a road vibe most of the season, but they're still over 500 at home. I think it was huge for the Kraken to get the 1 in game 1. And obviously, if they can take the 2-0 lead coming into Seattle, then you got a very good chance. Go San Francisco Seahawks. I don't know what to make of that, but I don't like it. I like Go Seahawks. We'll stick with Go Seahawks. And there isn't a football team in San Francisco. There's one in Santa Clara, so. Seattle 49ers. I mean, if the 49ers move to Seattle, have 2 NFL teams in Seattle, that'd be interesting. Islanders got to stick to the face of in front of an official and no call. Yeah, the officiating has been pretty questionable as a whole in the playoffs. I feel like it's been pretty decent this series so far, though. There hasn't been anything egregious, at least not like some of the other games. There's been some pretty bad officiating, but this series has been largely not super noticeable, which is what you want. Eberle with it. Kraken win the faceoff to start the power play here. Schultz back to Eberle. Eberle will walk in. Back up to Schultz. Schultz looking for a screen. Fires the shot. Wide. Eberle will get to it. Kraken will stay set up in the offensive end. Up to Sprong. Sprong will skate in now. Fires a shot wide. And that will pop out. Schultz over to Beniers. Beniers will skate in. Oh, loses it. Oh, and then he puts it back. Oh, nice hold, Schultz. Oh, they were saying hand pass. Okay. So it'll come out of the defensive end, and the Avs can get a change. Kraken play better on the road. Oh, I read that one. I'm a Volts. I think Bolts might be Bolts fan, so love Gord. Yep. We love Yanni Gord as well. Eberle up to Beniers as the Kraken have halfway through their power play here. Sprong in with it. Sprong loses it. Eberle has it. Eberle still has it. Hounded by 2 of the... Oh, here we go. Up to... Oh, it bounces over the stick of Schultz. Dumped for Wemberg as the first unit will come out for the last 45 seconds. Bjorkstrand will break it in. He'll chip it in and charge after it. Gerard gets to it first. Can they get it out? No. McCann holding the wall. Gerard tries to pass it off. Can't clear it. Tolvanen with it. Up to Dunn. Dunn all over to McCann. Back to Dunn. Dunn for Tolvanen. Oh, doesn't have the one-timer in his skates. Back to Dunn. To McCann. McCann, long shot. Saved! Oh! Oh my goodness, how did that stay out? Georgiev, wow. Here's Dunn. Fires high. Borgen. Back at 5-on-5. My goodness, did the Kraken just have a golden opportunity, and Georgiev came up huge for the Avalanche. Yanni Gourde down to Dunn. Gourde fires well wide and into the net. Oh my goodness, Georgiev just saved save that power play there. Oh, so that one went off. So Georgiev makes one save. Oh, huge save off of Wennberg and then off of Bjorkstrand. Save. There's a block. Georgiev with the toe save, and then yeah. .242 left in the second, still tied at 2. Kraken 0 for 2 on the power play now. Avalanche as well 0 for 2, although Kraken scored shorthanded on the first one. Still no team has scored on their power play in this series. No icing because Georgiev played it, I guess. Alexiak will keep Nichushkin from getting into it. Here we go. Kraken with numbers. 3-on-2. Colorado gets back. Donato looking for a pass. Here he has it. Larson coming in. Larson back to Donato. Donato fires from well out. Save and no rebound. And now we got some more chaos happening. Are they giving... They're going to give Colorado a power play out of that? Oh yeah, Makar's going after the back of Gord's head. And then McCann goes after the back of Makar. Then... Okay, that has to just even up, right? 2-2. Okay. Well, you take that trade. Makar and Tanev are the two that... So it's 4-on-4 as Makar and Tanev exit, and you will take that trade. Yep, that's what they're saying. So some good commentary for once from the ESPN guys. So it'll be 4-on-4 with no Tanev for the Kraken and no Makar for the Avalanche. So a good trade for the Kraken there, I guess, all things considered. Unfortunately, the Kraken have not been particularly great 4-on-4 so far this season. And by the regular season, they were not great. Oh, pops out. Schwartz goes in. Schwartz, across the blue paint. No one was there. Wennberg fires it back in. Schwartz tries to go after it. Oh, big hit from Schwartz. Goes back behind. Gerard now has it behind the Avalanche net. They'll get out with 1.5 minutes left in the period and the 4-on-4. So this be a 5-on-5 for the start of the third, but 4-on-4 the rest of the way in the second. Here's Beniers with it. Beniers, nice pass out to Larson. Larson peels back, looking for a pass. Kraken will just get a breakout as Dunn has it now. Here's Eberle for Beniers. Beniers to the middle. Beniers drops to Eberle. Eberle swings around looking for the drop. Larson out to Beniers. Beniers has it. Well out. Fires on. Blocked by Dunn. There's another trip. Still no calls on the trippings. Oh, here we go. 2-on-1. Beniers and Eberle, full 2-on-1. 3-on-1. Beniers! Eberle! No! He didn't get off clean. And now it's a 2-on-1 the other way. Saved by Grubauer. Oh, they had it dead to rights. It was a 3-on-1. dead to rights, and Eberle just couldn't get the shot off clean. He had it was a goal. I mean, Georgiev still makes a huge save when Eberle does get that shot off, but Eberle had him beat. He just couldn't get it off clean. Had a little bit of a second handle there, and that was enough for Georgiev to get the toe back. Drop pass, and that's the end of the period. Oh my goodness. Yeah, if that's just right off the stick and on net from Eberle, that's a goal. But Eberle just had double taps it and it stays out. So 2-2 after 2, the Avalanche tie it up, and we head to the third, evened up. Get this changed over to the third before I forget. So I think that should be switched over to the third. Yep. 1 second here. Well, the Kraken had the 2-0 lead coming into the second, and the Avalanche finally showed some energy in this series. And got 2 quick ones, one off of a face-off. It's the second Avalanche goal of the series, and at that point, it was 2 for 2 with Avalanche goals off of just one face-offs. They won too many face-offs in the Kraken end of the ice. Eventually, the Avalanche won one. A shot came right down, and I don't know if it got tipped in front or what. Didn't really see the replay of it because the stream managed to break right then. But they got that one, and then the Avalanche scored just a few seconds later to make it 2-0. 2 goals in less than a minute. So Kraken nearly got one back on the power play, and then also a 3-on-1 chance at the end where Eberle just couldn't quite get it with the double. Couldn't get the clean shot off. If he just gets that shot off from the Beniers pass, then it's in the net for sure. It's 3-2 Kraken going into the break. But you know what? Coming into this game, even if we don't like how we got to 2-2, if we knew it was going to go into the third tied at 2, the Kraken leading the series 1-0, I would happily take it. So all right. What else do we got here? Sorry. Trying to... This is why Fubo is a problem. How's it going, cheap seats? Going pretty well. Again, you wouldn't mind the Kraken still having the lead, but calling a Kraken upset in this series, you know what? I'm here for it. Rangers are going to sweep. I mean, the Rangers have not had a close game yet, and they've won both of them, so I could see it. I think at this point we're probably going to be a bit behind on the stream, but sure. we're at intermission, so trying to figure out some technical difficulties with the stream, but we'll get it going. Fortunately, we won't be missing any hockey at the moment, although we did miss one of the Avalanche goals. Why did Mikko try to defend that 3-on-1 instead of go for the puck? I don't know. I think he thought it was going to be a 2-on-1, and then Alexiak just got up into the play. Oh, yeah, that just beat Grubauer's glove. Grubauer's got to have that first one. Seeing the replay of that first goal for the first time since the stream broke. It is kind of annoying to just continuously hear them, oh, the only reason the Kraken were winning is because the Avalanche just aren't playing their game. It's like, yeah, it helps the Avalanche haven't been playing their best, but maybe give some credit to the team that's been winning this series up until this period. Avs got to come out hungry for the third period. Both teams do. It's a tie game. The Avs are taking the series. I mean, I would still say they're the betting favorite at this point, but we'll see. We'll see. This is a wide open series, I think, still at this point. Avs were very sluggish at times in the first game. They didn't play a full 60 minutes. No, the Avalanche definitely did not play their best game, but Kraken played a good enough game to beat them, and was the same case in the first period. This Avalanche finally showed some energy there in the second period, and I think Grubauer kind of has to have the save there on that first one that goes off his glove into the net. I didn't see the second one still, but I'm tuning in from Ball Arena, and I've got to say I miss first intermission where it was stunned silence. Yeah. Crowd has been brought back to life. You could definitely hear that. You could definitely hear that the crowd was just like a flip like a switch just flipped, and the first goal goes in, second goal goes in, and yeah, it was silent there. After really since the Kraken scored the first one, it was just silence in that arena until the Avalanche finally scored. Oh, looks like Vegas has tied things up, so that one's tied at 1 there. Vegas and Jets are tied at 1 in the game, not in the series yet. Let's go Kraken, absolutely. Let's go Kraken indeed. That's pretty cool, though, getting to watch the game at Ball Arena. Watch one of the first Kraken playoff games. Yeah, this will be an interesting third period. The Kraken definitely came back to life there a bit at the end of the second. They definitely, I think after the just kind of bad start there from the Avalanche in the first game, and then that second period, they finally just kind of, well, maybe this is just what the Avalanche have to offer us, and got caught on their heels a bit there at the start of the second period, which allowed those 2 goals in. But they did start to push back at the power play that nearly scored. Georgiev with a couple of big saves there, and then honestly, it probably should be 3-2, but Eberle couldn't get the clean shot off, and Georgiev another save. So, 1 second. Oh. Well, suppose it's better to have it be a fun game, right? Makes the win more fun. I don't know. It would be fun to have a blowout win as well, but being that I also like the Avalanche, it's good to see some close games. Hey man, love your videos. Appreciate it. Glad to hear enjoying them. Still a period to go. Let's go Kraken. Absolutely. No, that was the only reason. Sorry, I didn't see what you said. Kraken may have no superstars, but they still have they're still very good. Yeah, that I mean, best depth in the league, I would say. But you don't have the top end, but you have probably the deepest, like best four line as far as like how even is probably the best fourth line in the NHL. I would say certainly the most consistent top to bottom, and you have four lines that can hurt you. So there's no one line that you can just shut down as an opponent and then you're good to go. Which the Kraken have showed by having five different goal scorers so far in the playoffs here. 5 goals, five different goal scorers. Bring in the Kraken. Uh, Before the Kraken, who was your team? Avalanche. So this is an interesting series for me in that aspect. I'll say I'm definitely more of a Kraken fan now than I ever was an Avalanche fan, but that's just because I, grew up in Seattle, so more of an attachment to the Kraken. Like, still cheered for the Avalanche and all that, but it's just hard to have that same kind of attachment for a team that isn't, I don't know, from your city, I guess. At least for me, anyway. I've never been able to like fully attach. Yeah, there's been other teams that I've liked in other cities, just never been able to really fully attach like in a diehard way to other teams, but I definitely was a Avalanche fan in some aspect prior to the Kraken. Kraken first home playoff going to be exciting. Yes, it is. Kraken are done for. Get them out of Colorado and out of the playoffs. Well, the Avalanche will have to have a lead in a game in the series at some point if the Avalanche can't win the series if they can't even have a lead in a game yet. So they got to do that first. And you know what? Who knows if maybe the Kraken will end up out of the playoffs in the second round, but they not on their way there at this point. I do miss Grubauer and Burakovsky. Yeah, we miss Burakovsky too right now. It'd be really nice to have Burakovsky on the ice. I'm sure the Avalanche fans feel the same way about Landeskog, but both teams missing one of their better players. No, yeah, Nichushkin on the rush just deked out Grubauer and put it right past his toe. That was the second one. Run for your life, Michael. The Kraken have awoken. Out in the second round, no shot. All right, well, maybe in the third round then. Or maybe they don't go out at all. Who knows? If you say they have no shot out in the second round, then you know what? I appreciate the optimism, Michael. I like the idea that the Kraken have no shot of losing the second round, and guess we're on to the conference finals already, according to Michael. Release the Kraken. If the Kraken lose, you're cheering for the Avs then? Yeah, probably. I mean, unless something happens to like really sour me on the Avs over the course of this series, which it's playoff hockey, it's not out of the question. But I would say, yeah, more likely than not, if I'm cheering for the winner of this series the rest of the way, just because I like both of them. I'll say that if the only way that I would end up not cheering for the Avs in the second round would be if something soured me to the Avs in this series against the Kraken and the Wild made it, because I don't like the Stars very much. So it would have to be the Wild winning that series and something happening to make me not want to cheer for the Avalanche in this one. But am I going to Game 4? I'll be at Game 3 and 4. Unpopular opinion from an Avs fan. I didn't want them to sign Landy for a long contract. Thought it could have been money better spent elsewhere. Yeah, the long contract was certainly interesting. Because how old is he? Let's look at this real quick. I remember thinking that too, of like, okay, this is... I mean, that is an all-in move, right? That you're going to sign a contract that probably doesn't look good in the last few years just to be all in on trying to win cups while you've got this core together. And hey, you won a cup last year, but... Well, and yeah, you've got McKinnon going to $12.6 million next year, so that doesn't help. So then you're probably losing... Well, Lars Eller, I'm sure, is gone at the end of this. Comfer? I bet they bring Comfer back. Evan Rodriguez is... On the Avs side of things, I would hope they bring Evan Rodriguez back. Darren Helm's probably gone. Cogliano's probably gone. I don't know. It could be a pretty different looking... At least the depth of the... like forward depth for the Avs could be a total rehaul in this offseason. But yeah, let's see. Landeskog is... Yeah, $7 million a year for a few more years, and he's already 30. On to... So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more years after this one. Yeah, so that's definitely one that doesn't look good in a few years. And I mean, depending on how he recovers from this injury. But again, that's an all-in style of contract for Landeskog. If you're making sure to keep him around to try and make runs with this core, and knowing that once that's over, this is probably you're probably in that kind of wind down period of the run, or you try and retool around it. Well, it's the same kind of thing. Like eventually you're going to run into, once your window is starting to close down a bit, that's where you run into the years of like what the Penguins and Capitals have been going through the last few years, where you're still going to be a good team, but kind of bubble playoff maybe. Still a few more years away for the Avs, though. I mean, as long as you have Makar and McKinnon, that's going to be a team that'll be in the playoffs, and once you're in the playoffs, anything can happen, so... Kraken versus Oilers for the conference final? Boy. I mean, I did the video of what the ideal Seattle bracket is, and that's what I ended up with as a conference final. If McDavid makes it to a conference final, it's not somebody I want to face in the conference final, him or Draisaitl. Kraken offside as we go start the third period. Kraken start the third period offside, and we'll get a face-off outside the offensive end for the Kraken. So we are a little bit behind with the stream with the different issues we had, so gonna have to deal with a little bit of a delay here in the stream. That's okay. Happened before, so is what it is. Do you like Russell Wilson? I'm not a fan of how he chose to leave Seattle, but he still brought this the Lombardi to Seattle. So for I'll always like Russell for that. And I do think he's just missed the gourd on the far side. I do think he kind of let the whole celebrity lifestyle get to him a bit much. Nice save, Grubauer. I think the celebrity lifestyle kind of changed Wilson, not for the better, but I don't know. I don't hate Wilson or anything like that. I just kind of wish that could have ended differently, or not ended. That having been said, it ended in a way that I think Seattle fans are all perfectly happy with in the end. Seahawks still went to the playoffs and they get the fifth overall pick. Not bad. All right, here we go. Icing on the Avs will go down to the other end of the ice. Hope they keep Rod back. He's been great. Oh, yeah, Rodriguez. I still can't believe the Penguins let Rodriguez walk in the offseason. Oh, and the Golden Knights take a 2-1 lead, apparently. So Vegas has their first lead of the series, and let's hope the Kraken can keep the Avs from doing the same thing. Avs win the faceoff in their end of the ice. Nice play there. Get it in. Beniers after it. 2-on-1. Beniers shoots! Oh, Georgiev with the save. And Lars Eller will bring it back the other way. Up high, spinning. Oh, big hit from McCann. Shot wide. Grubauer came out a bit. Gerard tries to hit McCann back in. McCann just sidesteps it. Gerard crashes into the boards. And then he goes after Tanev. Gets a hit there. Here's Eberle getting it out. Donato tries to get to it, but Gerard gets to it instead. Larson around to... Oh, here we go. One touch, Sprong in. Fires shot wide. Or a save maybe as Tanev puts it around the boards. Schultz pinching down. Where to go? Sprong fires on. Save or block. Don't know which, but it was not in the net, which is what... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. 2-on-1. Nice play, Susie. Break up that Makar open shot. They can't get it out. Makar with the puck now. Down to Bowen Byram. Up to... Oh, he put it past his man. That would have been a very good look, but Byram just put that one wide. Lots of guys in one spot there. Here we go. Back out. Shoot in from the Avs. Borgen gets to that one first. Not able to handle it very clean. Puts it wide. Taves. As Rodriguez goes down. Kraken tripping over themselves. You don't like that. Taves. Up. Nichushkin fires wide. Bjorkstrand tries to get up to Gord. Gord half tackled. Avs holding this zone pretty well. Taves with it now to Nichushkin. Big hit from Gord on Nichushkin, and the Kraken will get... Nope, he'll put it back down. Now they'll get it out as Tolvanen dumps it in, and the Kraken will get a change. Here's Geeky down for the puck. Avs breaking it out now with Bowen Byram. There's a helmet out loose on the ice. Does not belong to anybody currently out there. It's an Avs helmet, for what it's worth. Here we go. Schwartz fires the shot, and Makar is able to get a stick on it to make that go wide. Out in front! Tanev! Oh! Sorry, that was Wemberg. Wemberg put it wide. Oh, here we go. Done. Shot. Save, Georgiev. Oh, it's getting exciting now. I'll get you a friendly drink at Game 4. I just moved to Washington after being born and raised for 27 years in Colorado. Went to every game. Won for each series, including the Cup winner. Oh, that's fun. I don't know if I can accept the drink just because of the channel and the Kraken being an awesome organization as far as that kind of stuff. I attend the games in the press box, so they don't like it when you drink up there, but I appreciate it. And if I end up at a game as a fan sometime, I do go to some games as a fan because gonna be honest, it's more fun going to games as a fan, but so if we end up at the same game and I'm there as a fan instead of in the press box, I'll take you up on that. But maybe I'll get you to be a Kraken fan second, even if you stick with. And I totally stick with the team. If I were to move out of Seattle and move somewhere else, I would absolutely be sticking with Seattle teams, and then local team probably second, unless it was somewhere that I just didn't like the team. Oh, Sprong tried to get it on the other side, but appreciate the offer. Still meet up. I just might not have anything to drink. Still want to meet up. We can do that. Make that happen by the plant wall usually. If people ever send me a message on Twitter or Instagram, sometimes I'll usually see those before the games and then can meet up with people. Home ones. Here we go. Oh. McKinnon rushing in with the puck. Kraken have numbers, though. Shot wide from Byram. Fighting forward is Gord and Tolvanen, as well as Lehkonen. Shot. Save by Grubauer. Gord has it at his feet. McKinnon out in front. Nope. Makar gets a hit from Tolvanen, but gets it down to McKinnon behind the net. Byram up with it. Shot. Save made by Grubauer, so we'll get a face-off in the Kraken end. Avalanche definitely gained the better of the offensive zone time, but both teams have had some good scoring chances here in this third period as we stay evened up at 2. Next goal could be a big one. I mean, it will be, but it could be the decider. His knee will never be the same and his contract is long. Yeah, that's probably true with Landeskog, sorry. I don't know why I got that mixed up. Sometimes the wrong name just comes out, But yeah, Landeskog, that's definitely going to turn into more of an anchor as that contract goes along. Every Hawks fan loves Russell Wilson now that he sucks. I mean, he got the Seahawks to the playoffs, 9 out of 10 years that he was a Seahawk, or maybe 8 out of 10 years he was a Seahawk, got us that first Lombardi in franchise history. Definitely the best quarterback in franchise history, no doubt about that. And then the 1 year he leaves, he gets us the 5th overall pick, so it's hard to be angry, Hard to be too angry. They loved him before it, just for different reasons. Now it's a complete 360. Yep. Let's go Kraken. Let's go Kraken. Do you follow an NBA team? Not really, no. I didn't grow up watching much basketball, so I didn't have that kind of ingrained care for the sport. The college I went to only had a basketball team, so I kind of started to get into it more in college, but that was just after the Sonics left. So I was into the schools team, but again, didn't really have anybody in the NBA that I will say the closest I got to having an NBA team that I really followed and rooted for was uh the Warrior of all this. People are gonna probably roll their eyes and scoff a bit when I say this, but the Warriors when Durant went there, and that was just because I Durant has been pretty outspoken. He was drafted by the Sonics, and I don't think it's too much of a secret that he wishes the team had stayed in Seattle, which Seattle fans have already always loved him for that. And then obviously he left OKC on pretty not good terms. So then Seattle fans loved him even more for leaving OKC on bad terms. And that was just like okay, we know you're all about Seattle and don't like the Thunder, so want to see you win a ring right after leaving, and he did that. So that was the closest I came to. It was just like I want to see Durant have some success right after leaving Oklahoma. Right after leaving the blunder. Oh, Jets tied it too. But no, I don't really follow the NBA. If when the Sonics come back, I'll start following the NBA again, but not until then. The NFL team I named shall not be named has Jones and Zappy for QBs. Boo Golden Knights. Agree there. What's the score of Vegas Jets game? The Jets just tied it at 2. I know that was a bit of an older comment, but Jets just tied it at 2. Kraken with the puck. We got 12:30 left in the third here. Still tied at 2. As it's dumped in. Second line still out there for the Kraken. Geeky gets to it. Oh, tried to put it out in front. He does get it out in front, but no one's there. Now the Avs will come back the other way with Rantanen, Comfer, and Nichushkin. Easy save for Grubauer. Kraken will go back the other way. Drop pass for Geeky. Geeky out across to Larson, who will dump it in and go off on a change. Full change for the Kraken. We're rolling again. Let's go. Kraken fan all my life. Same. Here we go. Eberle out with it. He's got McCann up ahead. Can he get it to him? McCann will get to it first, so no icing. He puts it along. A hit there from... Oh. McCann gets to it. Does he put it around back behind the net? Past Eller. Schultz pinches down to get to it. Schultz still fighting for it. 3 Avalanche on Schultz, and he's still fighting for it. Oh, McCann gets to it. Oh, went through behind him. Avalanche out with it now as Lars Eller... Susie and Eller crashing into the boards in. Save Grubauer. Pops out. Makar shot. Save Grubauer. Good opportunities there. Kraken get another change. As Eller's going to the bench, not feeling too good. Rodriguez fires a shot. Goes wide. They still have a third of the screen on Eller for some reason. There we go. Out in front for McKinnon. He wheels around, puts it out to Makar. Makar shot. Whoa! Fell next to the net, but Rodriguez couldn't get his stick on it. Alexiak has it now. There's a Kraken will get it a breakout here up to Gord. Gord will dump it in and try and get past Bowen Byram. Dunn gets to it first in the Kraken end as Grubauer will get a freeze and we'll have a face-off in the Kraken end with 10 minutes left in the third. Boo Vegas, boo Winnipeg. There's another live stream I've been here for. There's another live stream I've been here for 1 minute and you're so much better. And she almost got 700 views. Well, I don't know who that is, but I appreciate that you're here and enjoying it. Let's change that. Bring some people in here. Oh, whoa! Oh. All right, here we go. Schwartz fires in, save Georgiev. And he holds on, so we'll get a face-off now. Just under 10 minutes left in the third, back in the Avalanche end of the ice. Yeah, bring in all your friends to the stream. Bring them all in. Trying to get caught up on these chats as well. I get hating Vegas, but why Winnipeg? I will say, like, I don't know. I don't know that I really care that much about Winnipeg. I like Mason like they've got Mason Appleton and Carson Kuhlman, so a couple ex-Kraken there, and that's always fun. But hold on, the stream froze. Ooh. Got a backup stream going on the laptop, so the stream on the TV froze, and we might have to switch to the laptop. But we'll figure this out. Got it going one way or the other. But yeah, I don't really have any strong feelings about Winnipeg one way or the other. I do say it like the Jesse, the guy from TSN, from Bar Down, he does kind of annoy me a little bit. I mean, like, he's got hot takes, he's fun, like, he seems like a good guy, but he doesn't like the Kraken and has some pretty horrendously bad Kraken takes. So and the stream on the TV has reset to the intermission, so we'll just be going off the laptop, I guess. So I don't know where we'll be at, but we'll figure it out, I guess. Yeah, it's all screwed up again, but at least we're in a commercial break, I guess. And now the laptop one froze, so we're just working through all sorts of difficulties. Oh, this is on. Oh, is Grubauer? He's in the net. Oh, I thought Grubauer was hurt there for a second, but made a big save or something. Rim down behind the Avalanche net. Looks like Byram out with it. He'll dump it in. And that is... Oh, Grubauer caught it. Okay, I couldn't tell if that was icing or Grubauer caught it or what was going on there, but Grubauer caught it and frees the puck, so we'll have a face-off in the Kraken net. Oh, big save from Grubauer. Oh, he just didn't know where the puck was. Oh, it's a good... Oh. Oh, Grubauer got lucky that puck fell out of him. He didn't know where it was, and if that puck just stayed in his armpit there, he would have carried that into the net with him. Yeah, I don't know. But it stayed out. I think caught a little bit of a break there. So Kraken win the faceoff, get it out, but right back to the Avalanche as McKinnon fires it in. In around the boards, Schwartz will try to get it out. Does get it out. 2-on-1 down, but they have to run down the puck. So Rantanen gets to it, and it's back the other way. Here's save made. Oh, nice play by Larson to clear that out. Rebound given up by Grubauer, but Larson managed to shovel it to the side. There's a hit along the boards, just clotheslining someone. Rantanen clothesline someone for the Kraken. I didn't know you're behind. I might be a little bit behind on the stream. Yeah, the stream's not really working, but we got his backup stream on the laptop, so it's going here. Got 8:30 left in the game, a little bit under. So the Avalanche push it back into the Kraken end. O'Connor manages to get it out of the corner, but the Kraken have it. I think Grubauer will come out to play it. Kraken will get a change as Alexiak has it behind the net. 8 minutes left in the game. Well, in regulation anyway. Could be headed to the first ever overtime in the playoffs for the Kraken. We'll see, though. Still a lot of regulation left to be played. Larson puts it around behind the net. It's still behind by like a minute. Oh, 30 seconds. Here's Nichushkin in. Oh! That was a good crossing pass to Rodriguez, but he couldn't field it cleanly. Wheeling around. Oh boy! Grubauer freezes it. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, that was starting to look dangerous again. Larson a little more pushing and shoving around the net. All right, here. There's a stream killing you and they aren't good. I probably just a bigger channel. Cardinals' new jerseys are trash. Yeah, we talked about that a bit earlier. They're pretty bad. Not as bad as the Rams. They're just bleh. There's meh. Much like Durant. Kraken CEO was talking about Sonics yesterday, and I seen said the same owners want it done. Yeah, I know the NBA wants it done and owners want it done. It's just a matter of the NBA has to decide to expand is the only way that's happening. Oh no, the Avalanche scored. Crap. 7 minutes left and it's 3-2 Avs. Devon Taves. Another face-off. Comes off another face-off. The Kraken just cannot. Grubauer makes the save and then the rebound out to Taves and he beats Grubauer far side. They just cannot win an offensive zone face-off to save their lives. That's the third goal in the series, third of 4 Avalanche goals in this series that come off of offensive zone face-offs or defensive zone face-offs lost by the Kraken. Just leave it. What? No, just leave it. Well, let's see if the Kraken can respond now. For the first time in the series, the Kraken are behind. Oh boy, that looked dangerous. All Avalanche right now. Comes back out the other way. Well, dude, I'm telling you the truth. I'm going back to them. At least they acknowledge truths. I don't know what that means. I feel so bad. You're such a great kid. Thank God Durant went over your head, lol. That's what I was worried about. Hold up, Avs winning. Yeah, the Taves managed to score off a rebound and another defensive zone face-off lost for the Kraken. I've got 500 on the Avs and Leaves parlay pays out. That's a big payout. Was it? I'm assuming for the series or for the game. So how do the Avs fans feel about Bjorkstrand since adding to the Kraken? I'm assuming you mean Burakovsky, and I think Avs fans still like Burakovsky. I know most of them still like Donskoy. Just, you know, unfortunately Donskoy's career is probably over with the concussion from the preseason. This comes back out the other way. Nice play by Borgen to keep that up from McKinnon. Nice play there by Beniers to get that back for the Kraken. Eberle puts it in. Nope, not quite. Beniers has it now. He'll drop it back. 5 minutes left. Kraken down 3-2 after the late goal by Taves. Still a little bit behind here with the stream, so just have to live with it at this point. Done with it behind the Kraken net. Oh, Bjorkstrand fell. But Dunn gets it up to Schultz. Kraken back into the offensive end. Rims around. Gerard gets to it. Avs will get it. Not out. Good hold by, I think that's Dunn or Susie. It's one of the two. Oh, Susie, because Schultz is out there. 28 and 29 look somewhat similar from afar. Want you to succeed. I appreciate it. Here we go. Last push, 4 minutes left in the game. Probably a little bit less than that in reality, but again, we're dealing with a little bit of delay because these streaming services are having some issues. Still, end of second, still 2-2 in the other one, the Jets Golden Knights. I'm going to drop you a $5. You're such a good kid. I don't know if I'm much of a kid, but I appreciate it. I do have a younger face than... been told I have a younger face than how old I actually am, but that's okay. Appreciate it. Want you to succeed. Hey, me too. You know? Appreciate it. We need to win face-offs. Yeah, the Kraken started off well in the face. They started off doing pretty well in the face-off circle in this game, but yeah, it's cost them. The face-offs in the defensive end, in particular, 3 Avalanche goals this series have come from the defensive end. Russ with the 220 donation, appreciate it. Let's get this channel rocking, appreciate it. Tell that to YouTube. Make sure YouTube brings in everyone. Howdy, Scott. Number 2 of the Chelly squad. Hope you're well. Am doing well. Good to have you in here. And watching the Kraken? Gotta get Josh watching the Kraken now. Get all the Chellys have to watch the I'm 31 with 2 kids. I get you, man. Yeah. 30 with 1, but by the time I'm 31, we'll have 2, so. I think. But yeah. Yeah, I'm 30 with 1 kid, so we're not too far off there. Great job on the play-by-play. I appreciate it. If only the streaming services would cooperate with me so I could do a little more live, but it is what it is. Making it work. It's best of 7, right? Yeah, it is best of 7. So, and the Kraken will come home for 2 games. Games 3 and 4 will be in Seattle, regardless of worst case scenario. The score just kind of ends where it is, and the Kraken still come home with a split, which is not bad. Colorado in the offensive end. Kraken fighting for it. 3:30 left. Twos. Oh, another super chat from Russ. Just because, congrats, man, boy or girl. Boy. Yeah, we got one little guy. One little guy will get him to be a Kraken fan. Oh, got a penalty coming up here. And it looks like 4-on-4 is what we're getting here. So it's Rodriguez and... Oh, and Larson. That's not a very good trade. That's not a good trade for the Kraken. I promised you 5. Close enough. I'll take it. Appreciate it. Good looking out, Russ. Yeah, that's... So they're going to let Larson get away with a hold there, but then Rodriguez retaliates with a slash, and it's 4-on-4 now for 2 minutes with 3:10 left. And you'd have to think that I think we're looking at probably another 30 seconds, and the Kraken will be looking to pull Grubauer. So Seattle Thunderbirds winning 4-0, so they're on the way to the Western Conference Final for the WHL. Don't F this up, Haxtell. Yeah, that was something from the early days of the Kraken, was Haxtell having some questionable times choosing to pull the goaltender, but really didn't have too much issues with that this season. Fortunately, they didn't have to pull the goaltender nearly as much. Brutal giving up a 2-goal lead. Yeah, it's not ideal, but you know, it happens from time to time. Just ask the Oilers or the Canucks. Here we go. Nice play, Beniers. Beniers still with it. He'll dump it back down. There goes Grubauer. Empty net for the Kraken now. Up for Beniers. Schwartz down behind the net. Bjorkstrand has it. Schultz. Eberle has it. 2 minutes left. Up to Schultz. Schultz down to Beniers. Beniers across. Shot! Fought off. Fired down the ice. Not on net. Icing. So we'll go back down to the other end. Good news there is the Avs can't change. Oh. This is a close one. Oh, that might have gone in. I mean, Schwartz is there to tip. I think it might have gone off Schwartz and into Georgiev. That might have gone in if Schwartz wasn't there, but hard to really tell there from that. Man, this has been a great game either way, though. Thank goodness I wasn't watching last season. Yeah, there's more empty nets due to the playoffs. Playoffs you get a little more aggressive with the empty net usually, and also tend to keep with it after giving up. So even if the Kraken do give up a goal here, they're going to keep that net empty. So I think Grubauer's night's probably done. Here we go. So someone took a timeout. I don't know if it was Kraken or Seattle, but it's still 4-on-4 for 30 seconds. The Kraken, though, with the empty net, it's basically a power play for the Kraken just without a goaltender for 30 more seconds. Here we go. Face off. Comes out to the side, so it'll be an Avalanche 1 face off. Kraken have it still. Schultz has it. Bjorkstrand gets it in. Fired down. Batted down with the high stick. So now Grubauer might come back in because the face-off's just outside the Kraken end. Yeah, Grubauer's got to come back in now with the face-off in the Kraken side of the ice. Do you see Beniers as a lock for the Calder? Yes. And how would rate his play in the playoffs so far? Pretty good. I mean, I think he's 20 years old, so he's still on the smaller end, and he has gotten pushed around a little bit because of that. But he's able to keep up with the speed of the game, which I think that's the biggest thing. Is sometimes we'll see those younger guys kind of get overwhelmed by just the faster playoff pace of play. 1 minute left. Beniers with it. Here goes Beniers. Grubauer's out. Oh, stick to the face of Eberle, no call. 45 seconds left. Bjorkstrand in with the puck. And the Avs are going to get it out again. Yes. They get it out, but not by much. Here's the shot at the empty net, well wide. That'll be icing. So 30 seconds left. We'll get a face-off in the crack or the Colorado end of the ice. 4-1 Avs win the series. Not a chance. I mean, there technically is a chance, but no, the Kraken are. This series is going to at least 6 or 7. Whoever wins it. Said that from the beginning, and it's still true. Here we go. Face off. Avalanche win the face off. Rantanen with it. He'll fire it down. And it goes wide. Another icing. So we got... Oh, no icing. Final push for the Kraken. Beniers puts it in. 10 seconds. Fires on the net. 5 seconds. If it gets across the blue line, it's over. It's over. Avalanche are going to hold on to win this one. 3-2. Even the series at 1. And it will be 1-1 coming back to Seattle. Kraken take the 2-0 lead early on in the first, but the Avalanche get 2 quick ones in the second and then another one in the third. Again, I blame ESPN. I blame ESPN for a stream cutting out on me, and that's when everything went to crap. But yeah, that's a bummer. They had it. Look, it was looking good, but Colorado Avalanche, they are still the defending champs, yes. They'll come back to Seattle where Kraken have a good chance of getting at least one back. Great first period. Yeah, the Kraken will... I think the Kraken will be hungry to respond to allowing that comeback after taking the 2-0 lead. Unfortunately, and they... Honestly, the Kraken very nearly scored a couple more times. Just Georgiev really stepped up and just was a wall there in the second and third period. Seattle had a power play. They had a couple of chances. Georgiev made a series of 3 saves on a power play chance, and then a 3-on-1 where if Eberle hits it clean, it's 3-2 Kraken in the second. But Eberle kind of has a double clutch of the puck, and that gives Georgiev enough time to get his toe back to make the save. So... yeah. I don't know why they're crediting... So apparently they're saying that was a face-off won by the Kraken somehow, but that it's the Avalanche won that face-off, so... That's the big... Honestly, the 3 of the goals so far... Of the 4 goals the Kraken have given up, 3 of them have been off of face-offs in their defensive end. They just need to... I mean, this has been the truth all season. They need to get better in the face-off circle, and the unfortunate fact is that's not going to happen during this series. It didn't happen all season, so it's not going to change now. But that's been the killer for this team all season, and something they're going to have to work on. Yeah, and I mean, the good news again is that the Kraken come back having split the 2 games in Colorado, which is really... It's really what, you know... That's really what you're hoping for. Obviously, you really want to win both, but... yeah, unfortunate. Unfortunate. Avs are the best. They were last year. The Oilers are the best. I don't know about that. Kraken still got home ice. Let's get this first ever playoff win. That's true. All the Kraken need to do is win the home games, and they win the series. Again, not necessarily been the strength of the team so far. Flames are the best. All right, now we're just getting carried away. So next thing is gonna be the Ducks are the best. We're just gonna work our way all the way down, or the Coyotes are the best. So we're just really going crazy here. Nice. Flames or Avalanche are the best. Well, between the two, it's very clearly the Avalanche. The Flames are a hot mess. Not quite as bad as Vancouver, but the Flames are a mess. That sucks. Yeah, unfortunate. Mighty Broncos have 3 championships. Denver Broncos? I guess. I want to know how they scored 2 goals in 30 seconds. I think it was 48 seconds technically, but then again, I don't want to know. Well, we'll go over it in the R&R for sure, but the first one was another goal off of a face-off lost in the defensive end. It just gets out, and then there's a shot fired on net that it might have been tipped, but I think Grubauer just missed it with his glove. It's one that Grubauer's kind of has to have that one. And Grubauer had a pretty good game in this one. I don't want to take that away from him at all. That one I think he should have had. Then the second one is just a Kraken kind of just couldn't respond, and they allow a rush chance, and Nichushkin makes a nice move to put it just past the toe and in the post. A tiny little window there, and Nichushkin's good enough on the rush to just make a nice move on Grubauer and put it past his toe. That was what evened it up. And then another face-off loss. Grubauer makes the save. It rebounds out to Taves, and Taves with a wide-open shot puts it in the far side. Avalanche number 1. I mean, again, they're the defending champs, so until someone else wins the Stanley Cup this year, then yeah, why not? Broncos number 1. Well, they were almost handing the Seahawks the number 1 draft pick, so they're among the worst in the NFL. Broncos are among the worst in the NFL, so they're number 1 at sucking there, I guess you could say. Make that argument. Hope the Jets lose. They squeezed the Flames out of the playoffs. I think the Flames squeezed themselves out of the playoffs, if we're being honest. That game is Golden Knights are up 3-2 about halfway through the third. I think Lehkonen tipped it. He might have tipped it, but I'll have to look at it again in the replay before we do the R&R, but it looked like it went off. Looks like Lehkonen was behind Grubauer. It was hard to tell for sure. So maybe it was that Grubauer was covering it, and when it went past his glove, Lehkonen tipped it behind his glove into the net. Maybe that's what happened. I could see that. Nuggets? No, man, I'm a realist, but I will pull for them. They just choke. So in the end, Avils got lucky. I don't know. Like, the Avalanche are still a good team, and like they have to take advantage of what they're given. And the goal by Nichushkin was a nice one. Like, this is a nice move that he makes, and it's not like, I mean, you can call it lucky, but it's ultimately it's just that the Kraken can't win a face-off in their end of the ice, and that's what's costing them. It's not really luck on the part of the Avs. It's just the Kraken can't win face-offs consistently enough. But anyway, I think we'll start to wrap things up. I still haven't eaten a full dinner really, so I gotta get that in, and then we'll have the R&R, and at least the Kraken kept it close. Honestly, coming into this game, that's really the biggest thing that I wanted was if the Kraken, they got game 1, which was huge, and ultimately the biggest hope I think from when you were coming into this, if coming into these 2 games on the road in Colorado, if you could come out of it with the series evened at 1, that's ultimately, like, it's not best case scenario, but that's like the best thing you're realistically hoping for. And look, the Kraken had this game in hand. I shouldn't say in hand, but they certainly had the upper hand with the 2-0 lead after 1. But again, coming into these 2 games, if you're going to say the Kraken are going to come back to Seattle with the series evened up at 1, then yeah, you'd happily take that for sure. And besides, as far as total goals are concerned, the Kraken still lead the series 5-4 in total goals. Not that matters for any reason. There's no tiebreakers or anything like that, but the Kraken have scored more goals than the Avalanche so far. Saying the Broncos are number 1 and then saying he's a realist. Oh, goodness. Yeah, the Broncos are just not a very good team, unfortunately, for Colorado fans. Like the Broncos, I can't imagine the Broncos are worse or as bad as they were this last season, but that's still a very flawed team. Broncos are your daddy for life. I mean, I got a good relationship with my dad, and he gave me lots of presents. Like the Broncos gave Seattle a fifth round pick, so good present there. I mean, I don't know when the last time the Broncos beat the Seahawks was. It was a long time ago. And the Broncos just cannot. I mean, I'm sure the Broncos have beaten the Seahawks since they were in the same division, but it feels like the Broncos haven't beaten the Seahawks since the 90s. Kraken played well all game, as found it. I mean, yes and no. The Kraken definitely. I think the second, especially the first half of the second period, and really during like those two goals, it felt like the Kraken started to kind of take for granted that they were just outplaying the Avalanche, and they allowed the Avalanche to really get that momentum. Again, it wasn't like there weren't any total like huge breakdowns or anything necessarily that we saw from the Kraken, so it wasn't like they played terribly. It's just that they, yeah, they could have certainly played better, and they definitely didn't come out in that second period with the same energy that we had seen in the first four periods of the series. How can you argue with that logic? Um, was a fun game. Looking forward to the next. Yeah, very much looking forward to the game on Saturday. First home playoff game for the Kraken will be a fun one. Sea chickens are flawed for life. I mean, no, they made the playoffs last year, so I don't know. Not a perfect team, so I guess there's that. Seahawks booty clenches up when the Broncos are present. Maybe from like excitement that they're going to get a free win. I mean, is that a thing? Do you get do you clench up when you get excited? I do like free wins, and the Broncos are a free win whenever the Seahawks play them, so that's nice. When is the next stream? We'll probably be streaming for Game Five. There will be a Game Five guaranteed, so Game 5 will be in Colorado, and we'll stream for that one, which I believe is next Wednesday, a week from yesterday. So 6 days away. Still waiting for playoff. Still waiting for playoff hockey, I guess. Body blue raised arms. It's been pretty good playoff hockey so far. It's like you can tell the intensity's way up, the speed is way up from especially the end of the season. Do you see Jones getting the start in these playoffs? Only if Grubauer has a bad game, I could see them putting Jones in for one. That's kind of been the way it has been all season. They'll ride a goaltender as long as he's hot, and then as soon as they have a bad game, they put in the other guy. So if Grubauer has a bad game, I could see them putting in Jones for the next one. But so far that hasn't happened. This game, Grubauer again was he saved 38 of 41 shots, I think it was. So it's still a good game from Grubauer. So he'll get the start at home unless I would imagine anyway. With the Kraken lacking top end, they make up for with smart play. They're also really good on the rush. Yeah, the Kraken are definitely really good on the rush. That's been their calling card all season, is that they're very, very good team on the rush. Anyway, like I said, I gotta get some food. So I appreciate everyone joining in for the stream. Cool story, Lawrence. Head to head all time. The Broncos. Well, yeah, the Broncos had shoot, what's his name? John E something. Oh, some guy that wore number 7 for them. L. John One Way. I'm just kidding. The like the Broncos were in the same division as the Seahawks when they had a Hall of Fame quarterback, and the Seahawks were at their worst during the 90s. So the Broncos got some freebies there, and then as soon as the Seahawks leave, they've been dominating the Broncos for the last couple decades. If these two teams were in the same division, the Seahawks would have that head-to-head matchup, no problem. But anyway, Kraken get, in the end, it's disappointing to cough up the 2-goal lead for sure, but the Kraken come out of Colorado with the 1-1 series tie. If the Kraken win their home games, they win the series, and they come back for two home ones here. So don't necessarily love how this game ends, but again, to have the series tied coming back home is what you probably would have wanted at the very least. And the Kraken kept this one close as well. It's not like they got blown out or anything like that. Definitely, even if they lost the game, I think continuing to prove that they definitely belong in the series, that it's going to be a tight one all the way through. Anyway, definitely got to get some food. Very much appreciate all you guys joining in for the chat. One more here from Kyle. Grew actually played solid tonight, relatively to season standard. Yeah, Grew had a good night. Too much volume. Yeah, the Avalanche just tons of shots. That's been kind of the one thing in this series so far, is that the Kraken were allowed the second fewest shots on goal during the regular season of any team in the NHL, and they've allowed well over their average per game in shots on goal in these first two games. So I think that's the biggest thing you're looking at from the Kraken, is where they can improve on two good games in Colorado. Is if they can play the way that they have been, just maybe limit shots a little bit more, then it should be pretty good. But again, we'll have I'll be at those games 3 and 4, so we won't have streams for those, but we'll be back streaming for game 5, that one's guaranteed to happen. And yeah, hopefully we'll be streaming for game 5 when the Kraken lead the series 3-1. We'll find out. 2 games to go, and anything can happen still in this series. Appreciate y'all for joining, and we'll see you next time. As always, thank you very much for joining. Feel free to hit that like button, all that good stuff. Subscribe if you haven't. Want to be reminded of that stream on next Wednesday. We'll do it again, hopefully with our streaming services cooperating a little bit more next time. Anyway, thanks again. Feel free to help out the channel with those like and subscribe buttons. I know it's one of those I have to say it because it helps support the channel and all that good stuff. Anyway, kind of getting rambly here, but anyway, God bless, and go Kraken. See y'all in game 5. And for the R&R at the end.